How many people in here have butt locks? Nice. All right, YouTube shawbies joining us shortly. I got to see a lot of butt locks in chat. A lot of butt locks. Love to see it. Oh man, this is just you know what? I was hating on X and Y's music. This is a banger. This is a banger. This is a smooth. Shout out to whoever said X and Y, bro. Shout out to whoever said X and Y. This is clean. Can I watch Hazbin Hotel today? Look, we were just having a vibe. Twitch chat, say hi to YouTube chat, vice versa. We were just having a vibe, and you talking about some Hazbin Hotel. We were just having a vibe, and you're talking about Hazbin. What has been going through your mind recently? Anyways, watch it. I can't. I'm not watching Hazbin, bro. I'm not watching Hazbin, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Ooh, ooh, feel the funk. You hear the music? Feel the funk. You hear the music go? Ooh. Okay. Plan for today. Besides vibing to lovely Pokemon music. I didn't know this was in my pocket, but I might as well use it. Hold on. Baby, I'm not gonna lie. Plan for today, MSA. After MSA, we're free balling. Okay, let's get into this MSA video before I get too funky. Before I get too funky and I start smelling funky, my butt starts sweating, and I'm gonna have to take off my shorts. So let's go. Sugar apples in stock? What are you talking about? Grow a garden? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You're watching AOT? Fire series. I think this was poison. Oh my goodness, it's disgusting. Oh my. Oh, it's nasty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that does not taste good. Oh, that doesn't taste good at all. Whew. Whew. My gosh. Whew. Okay. Everyone say hi to Charlie and Coach. I'm gonna be honest, Coach does not really look like Coach, but hey, Coach was an awkward looking dog. You know what I'm saying? There's only but so much you can do. But say hi to Charlie and Coach. RIP to both. They both made the 15. RIP Charlie 2024. RIP Coach 2023. No, Charlie 2023. Coach 2024. All right. Why am I so put together? I had somewhere to go. I mean, I'm always put together. What are you talking about? I'm always put together. You can't show a single video that I'm not put together. Period. I'm too strong.
Hi, I'm Valerie from Portland. Please like and subscribe. I didn't know anything about my parents, except what the warden at the orphanage always told me. She said she found me on the doorstep one night with a note.
Dang.
This is our 12th daughter. and she's a weak little thing.
Goodness gracious, I'm talking pumping them out, bro. Mom had legs on desk at all times, just phew, 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 phew. Golly.
Take good care of her.
I just learned how to count to 12 last week.
Because we don't wanna. Growing up, I felt angry that my parents had abandoned me because I was weak. And so I decided
You decided to take testosterone?
I'd be the strongest girl ever. I loved running and swimming and could easily beat the older girls.
Okay.
And I was scared of no one.
Okay.
This made me a natural leader at the orphanage. If anyone had a problem, they'd come to me, especially if it involved bullies. There was a reason everyone called me Miss President around here.
Because they didn't respect your real name, Miss President. What's your name? Do you have one? Miss President. No one respects your name. Should you wear a Nike Tech or a white tee with a basketball jersey? I think you should just wear, let's see, some cargo shorts, a backward Balenciaga jacket, you know what I'm saying, with the hood in front. Mismatching socks, of course. You can't go wrong with mismatching socks. And last but not least, trying to think of one more thing. I can't think of it, bro. That's all. Make sure have like a bracelet on or a watch or something, and then you should be clean on the court. Shout out Amaya.
Well, that's because I told them to. But I'd earned
my
my
fault.
title. Like once when I was 13, I was about to join the queue outside the bathroom for taking showers.
Okay.
When I saw this mean girl kicking others and pushing her way through, I ran forward and jumped on her. This is your last warning, you weasel. If I see you bullying anyone again, you'll wish you'd never been born. All the girls
Just like your parents did with you. Got her! I got her good! Woo! The thing is, they can't use that joke because they're all orphans, so it just doesn't work. They can't use that joke, but I can.
started cheering and chanting, "Valerie, Valerie, Valerie!" I looked up and stared at them,
Helena
and they
donated
immediately
$4.99.
Valerie?
You will remember me, Waka.
Helena? No. Maybe if your name was like Harold, then I'll remember you from Total Drama, but Helena's a unique name. I remember Helena. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
switched to, "Miss President, Miss President!" Just then a girl came
Yes.
running and told me the warden had called me, and the warden told me to pack my stuff because I'd been adopted by a really big politician. Her manager was here to take
No, that's terrible. Because the only reason why a big politician would want to adopt is so they could get their PR up. That politician's a very, very bad guy.
Wow, this girl looks so strong and confident. She's perfect. Come, baby.
What's the last name of that political figure? Epstein? Like, I don't.
Your brand new mommy can't wait to meet you. Please don't call me baby. My friends and enemies call me Miss President.
Ain't no one
I was
calling
glad
you
to
Miss
finally get
President.
a family, but the girls were really sad to see me go. Then I saw the manager had come for me on a freaking helicopter. It soon landed in the grounds of a huge mansion. I was led to a dining room, and sitting there was a gray-haired old lady with a strict face. Seriously? My brand new mommy looked like an ancient tortoise.
Ooh,
And she
ain't nothing wrong
didn't
with
even look
tortoises.
happy to see me. She barely spoke.
RIP to all the tortoises that died because people thought they were turtles and they threw them in the water. Tortoises can't swim, so can we get a moment of silence for them? All right, let's go.
A word. And anytime I slurped my soup or dropped a fork, she glared at me. When I jumped off my seat to leave, she banged her fist on the table.
If you don't
Enough
bang
of your
her-
bad manners. You can't just leave without asking to be excused. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going. Sit down. I'm not done eating yet.
I don't care what you're done doing. What are you drinking? She has a shield potion. She has a shield potion. What does she need a shield potion for, bro?
But I need to go.
Hey, how laggy is it? How laggy is it? On my end, it says we not lagging at all. So how laggy is it? On a scale of 1 to lag, how laggy is it? Then again, it is storming crazy here, so. No lag, not lagging, no lag. Oh, so the people who are lagging is you, not me.
Helena
Why?
donated
Because?
$4.99. L Grandma or WTV that is.
What are you talking about? Oh, whatever that is. Oh, WTV. I didn't know what you were saying.
Not done eating yet, but I need to go. Why? Because I feel a fart coming.
Then fart on
the
her.
old lady spat out her food. Were you raised
Yuck.
by gorillas? That's such a disgusting word.
What do you
so
say, poot?
Like,
What do you
don't ever use it
use?
again.
Gas?
Next time, say the noise that comes from behind.
I am not saying all that. I'm trying to see your noises from front, Gran. I'm saying.
I burst out laughing, but she was serious. Okay, a noise is about to come from behind, so if you don't want to hear it, I gotta go. And with that, I ran. This old woman was whack.
JoJo's
As I was
character?
running down the hall, I suddenly bumped straight into someone.
Who is
I
this?
looked up to see a lady with the sweetest face. You must be Valerie. Oh, I'm so happy you're here, darling. She pulled me into a
How did
hug,
they pull up and
it
just take
made
the
me feel
child?
all
Now that I
warm
think about it, they
inside.
pull up and took the child without meeting her once. And that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, they do not have good intentions. What do you mean you pulled up on the orphan and say, hey, I want that one? You don't even meet her. You're just out of there. Yep. I'm calling Cap.
As she walked me to my room, she told me her name was Amelia, and the old lady was her mother.
You should collab with Sala again. I am partaking. What is this? What is this thing that's... Hold up. Sala sent me. We are partaking in a streamer event tomorrow where we're going... It's a Squid Game streamer event. So, you know, that's happening. If that's what you mean.
She's the one who adopted you, but I've always wanted a daughter too. Lady was her mother. She's me to my room. She told me her name was Amelia, and the old lady was her mother. She's the one who adopted you.
So why is
but
she so mean?
I've always wanted a daughter too. You can call me Mom if you want to, whenever. I almost wanted to, but I needed to trust her a little more. My room was 5 times bigger than the shared one at the orphanage, and I squealed happily as I looked through the closets. Now this was a wardrobe fit for Miss
I
President.
see a whole bunch of
Later
mid.
that evening, I was asked to dress
She's
up.
talking about like, oh my goodness, the wardrobe is so good, and then came out in a white dress. No risk whatsoever. Just straight white dress. Okay. Ah, so much for the wardrobe. Walking in heels in the house, like, not where I come from. Leave the shoes at the door, Missy.
And go downstairs to the old lady, and I was surprised to see her surrounded by reporters.
I told y'all,
and
PR
she
stunt.
was smiling at me.
PR stunt. Oh my
Here
goodness,
she
I'm a
is,
genius.
my lovely new granddaughter. God has blessed me with so much, and I wanted to pay it forward. That's why I've adopted Valerie. I hope this sets an example for everyone to open their hearts like I have. Then she started smothering my face with wet kisses. Ugh, so gross. It didn't take a genius to figure out.
Would y'all rather like have a wet kiss or a dry kiss? Would y'all rather that kiss smell like... Would y'all rather it feel like that, or would y'all rather it feel like... You know what I mean?
That she was a fake. I didn't like her.
Wet? Y'all would rather have a wet kiss? So you want to wipe that slobber off your cheek? Yuck! Y'all are nasty.
Her one bit. But thank God I had Amelia. I loved spending time with her, and soon enough, she got me enrolled in a fancy school. On the first day, I walked into the classroom to a rather shocking sight.
the
Everyone
teacher?
was gathered by the window as a blonde girl was throwing out laptops.
Excuse
They
me?
all clapped each time
What?
one hit the ground.
What?
Whoa, what are you doing?
How is she throwing
They-
out laptops and the school gate is right there? I'm reading too much into it. My fault. My fault. I'm just like, that was the first thing I noticed. A brick wall, school gate, and then the laptops falling from heaven.
All clapped each time one hit the ground. Whoa, what are you doing? They all turned around to stare at me. Destroying my MacBooks because Daddy said he'd buy me the latest one if the old ones don't work. Who are you, an investigative journalist? I'm the new girl, Valerie, but you can call me Miss President.
Was that necessary for a mic drop? I'm destroying all my old MacBooks so my dad gets me a new one. Aye, okay.
She stared at me like I was crazy, then started laughing. I know why you look familiar. I saw your interview with that old crow who adopted you. Daddy knows her, and let me tell you, she didn't adopt you because she wants to love you.
Maybe there's like a financial disconnect, but no high schooler is watching the news. No. This
Sir,
is,
and
in fact, nobody's watching the news. All right. So, I hate to break it to you, but this don't even make sense.
saw your interview with that old crow who adopted you. Daddy knows her, and let me tell you, she didn't adopt you because she wants to love you. It's only to make her look good in front of people.
Yes,
that
we know.
wasn't a shock, but it still hurt to hear her say it in front of everyone. Ugh, I know that. I only agreed because I get to live like a princess. Who cares about love? And of course I make her look good. I mean, look at me. You're really lucky you have a family because, trust me, no one would ever choose you from an orphanage. The girl looked livid.
Okay.
But the teacher walked in and everyone
No
flew
one
to
would
their
choose
seats.
you. That's a good.
I found out the
yeah.
mean girl's name was Julie,
Of
and
course.
she kept giving me nasty
Your
looks.
Cake donated $4.99.
Shout out Cake. What's your favorite cake? What's y'all favorite cake, guys? Me, oh my gosh, I could go for red velvets. I could confetti. I can. I could do cheesecake. I could do strawberry cheesecake. Oh, I can do carrot cake. Oh, what can't I do? What can't I do? Ooh. Oh, cake. Just a normal strawberry cake. I can do a vanilla cake. Oh, okay. I had to hold that one in. I don't feel like cleaning my shorts. I had to hold that one in.
All day. Julie was one of the most popular girls, but it wasn't because she had any amazing qualities.
It's because of her
She
dad.
was just a big bully, and
Oh.
the other kids feared her. A few days later, she walked into the cafeteria and climbed onto a table. Hey guys, great news. Your favorite gal Julie has modeled in her first campaign. Yay! So everyone come and get my autographs now. She sat down while her minions distributed her photographs, and everyone lined up to get them signed by her. Except
Oh.
me. Valerie, I don't have all day. Why would I want your autograph? I'm not a fan. Oh, you poor orphan. I understand why you're jealous. I'm prettier, more popular, richer. You're not richer. Yeah, I googled your family. Mine's definitely richer than
99 cents. Waka, I dare you to stare at the cam for 10 seconds PLS.
Is that like a threat? Is that a threat? I don't know. She said, my family's richer than yours. We might not be blood related, but my family has a bag. Your family, look, your family's worth like $3 billion. My family's worth 7. Okay, you're broke. That's basically what they're doing.
yours. And suddenly, Julie lost it. She took out a thick bundle of her $100 bills from her bag and started tearing them up.
What?
Want to see how rich I am? I can just
What?
tear up money and not even care.
What?
Hey, don't do that. You could
What?
give it to someone poor. Just
Oh, now we're actually lagging. Now we're actually lagging. That's what I like to see. There we go. Now we actually lagging. All y'all fake laggers, y'all are like, oh, lag, oh, lag. Now y'all got hit with a real dose of lag. Y'all got hit with a wheel dose. Yeah, hold that.
Not even care. Hey, don't do that. You could give it to someone poor. Just stop it, you brat. With that, I pounced on her.
Why?
We ended up in a huge
It's not
fight
your
that
money.
landed us both in detention. But
It's
it was
not your
totally
money.
worth the slaps I'd given her. A few days later, we had a field trip by a lake, and suddenly we heard someone screaming. One of the
Someone's
girls
drowning?
was in the
Of
lake,
course.
struggling to stay
Of course.
afloat.
Why are they in
Without
the
a second
water?
thought, I jumped in and got her out of there safely
How did they get in the
minutes.
water?
Oh my god, I slipped into the water, and I can't swim.
If you can't swim, why would you be that close to the water?
You saved my life, Valerie. By the time we got back to school, the news had reached the principal and
Girl saved. Why is SA the only letters capitalized? Why is SA the only? Okay. All right, let's keep it pushing.
she praised me. She even called fake grandma to tell her I'd be getting a medal for bravery. And when I got home, fake grandma hugged me like I
Fake
was her
grandma's
favorite
hilarious.
person. Oh, Valerie, how lucky that girl fell in the lake. You and I will do a lovely photo shoot once you
What?
get your medal and some interviews. Let's hope more kids at school keep having accidents so you can keep playing the hero.
What?
She was such a selfish toad. But I stayed quiet because all I cared about was being close to Amelia.
Amelia's
She
had
hugged me
like
tight
2 lines
and
of
said She
dialogue.
was so proud of me for being brave. The next day at school, I was walking down the hallway and I saw Julie showing everyone her photo shoot. But as soon as the girls spotted me, they all came running.
Oh, yes,
Before
of
I
course
knew
they-
it, a huge crowd was gathered and some girls had lifted me on their shoulders. All hail our school hero! 3 cheers for Valerie! Hip
I need a break because I'm getting cringed out from like shoulders to toes right now. I need a pause. Isn't it illegal to tear money? That actually is illegal. Yeah, but you have to remember, like, they're a billionaire, so like laws don't really count for them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, laws don't count. But I just,
hip hooray!
this is ridiculous.
Could you change that to Miss President?
Oh my
3
goodness.
cheers for Miss President! Hip hip hooray! And just like
I
that,
didn't hear a
I
single
replaced
person
Julie
cheer.
as the most
Not
popular
a
girl in
single
school.
person
I
cheered.
was soon selected as the school's swim team captain. And when I led our team to victory in the nationals, I received a celebrity's welcome.
Of
All
course.
this was driving Julie
Of course.
crazy. But the last straw was when she saw my picture was selected for the school's magazine
No.
cover. She walked over to me at lunch with a copy, threw it down, and
Imagine
started
being blonde and losing your spot on the school magazine to a brunette. You gotta suck. Imagine being blonde and losing your spot. Goodness. Woo! Could never be me personally.
jumping on it. This is ridiculous. You, an orphan from nowhere, is the face of our school now? I'm a model. I didn't put my face on that magazine, Julie. The people have spoken.
Like, why are they gassing it in the background? All the same male character model, just
The people are morons. I don't know what they see in you, witch. She leapt forward to attack me, but suddenly the others held her back. You think we're morons? Thanks for clearing that up, Julie. You're a jerk, and we've never liked you.
What do you mean y'all just now standing up to her? Y'all would not have said this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 5 months ago, and all of a sudden you're like, you don't like it? Like, we all knew she didn't like y'all. Y'all got fake balls. That's what that is. A fake backbone.
We've had enough. They picked her up and threw her in the large garbage bin outside. It was epic. But when I got
You mean she let herself get took by 2 girls to a garbage bin? Julie needs to hit the weight room.
home, My mood quickly turned sour when I found fake grandma shouting at Amelia. Why did you tell my cook that she could take a week off, and you gave her money without my permission?
No!
Mama, she's worked with us since forever, and she's really sick. She's probably lying. Even the servants know you're a stupid, weak fool who'll believe their fake stories.
Okay.
I'd heard enough. Stop shouting at Mom. Being kind isn't a weakness, and you're such a hypocrite.
Talk to
You
him.
pretend to be nice for the cameras, but
Yep.
you don't care about anyone.
Exactly, like, that's
How dare
ridiculous.
you talk to me like this? Have you forgotten where you came from? I can send you packing this minute. But you won't, because you need me to win the elections.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know your polls have gone up since I arrived. If you misbehave...
I'm not gonna lie. Having a good or bad child is not really gonna affect someone who's gonna win an election if they really like that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That child is not helping her in any way, shape, or form.
with Mom again, I'll stop doing all the shoots and interviews. You got me? Fake grandma looked like she was about to explode, but she stormed off.
Bye,
Amelia
Gran.
sat down and I wiped her tears.
Which, like,
I'm so sorry she treats
do
you
you not
this
have, like,
way.
a husband or
Please,
nothing?
Don't cry.
Boyfriend?
Valerie,
Anything?
That's not why I'm crying. I'm
Where's
just
the men
so
at?
touched that you stood up for me and you called
I'm
me
trying to see the
Mom.
men on the screen.
And I realized I finally had. I've wanted to since the first day.
Where's
You
the
are my
grandpa
mom,
at?
and I'm so lucky.
No grandpa,
A few
no
weeks later,
dad?
Fake grandma had planned
Grandma
a huge
definitely
party
killed
for some
grandpa.
important guests.
100%.
I knew she
Caught
just
a
wanted
body.
to parade me around as her charity case, but I didn't care. I'd never been to a party, so I was looking forward to it. I managed to escape her for a while, and as I was eating in a corner, a boy approached me. Valerie, right? Been seeing your face all over the news lately.
One of the
and
blandest
I
looking
gotta
guys I've
say,
ever seen.
it's a really pretty one. I was gonna tell him to buzz off when suddenly I spotted Julie and her dad among the guests.
Of
And
course.
she was glaring at me with murder
Is that
in her
Julie's
eyes.
brother or something?
Maybe she liked this
Or
boy.
lover?
So I pulled him close and kissed him. When we
Dog. Okay. Okay. That's great for PR for Gran too. Great for PR. Yep.
broke apart, Julie had marched over to us. How dare you kiss my boyfriend? Your boyfriend? He didn't mention you when he was flirting with me.
That's not.
And he really enjoyed that
I don't
kiss.
think he was
You
flirting.
should kick his butt, Julie.
Was he?
I'm
I don't.
gonna kill you. And she jumped on me.
Oh, a jump
I
punch!
was much stronger, and I had her pinned on the ground in seconds.
You are much stronger, bro. Look at the form
Jumped
of
up.
this. She was gonna suck, bro. You have plot armor.
On me, but I was much stronger,
Plot
and I had
armor.
her pinned on the ground in seconds. Daddy, help!
Horrible for
Her
PR.
dad completely lost
Horrible
it when
for
he saw
PR.
us. He started screaming at fake grandma that he was pulling out all his money and support from her campaign. He stormed off with Julie, and the old woman grabbed my arm and dragged me to the other room. What have you
donated $4.99. Hi Waka. Bye Waka.
Hi. Bye.
stormed off with Julie, and the old woman grabbed my arm and dragged me to the other room. What have you done? Why must you always act like a savage from some jungle? If Julie's
why?
dad doesn't support me, I'm ruined.
No.
Go beg him for forgiveness. Fix this. I'm doing nothing of the sort.
Oh.
I have my pride.
Oh.
You'll do it, or you'll leave my house immediately. Then I'll leave your house immediately.
Back to the
and I'm
orphanage
going
you
with
go.
Valerie. I'm not living here without her.
What do you do? Do you have a job? Like what? Like I haven't seen you do nothing. Like
You want to run after this filthy orphan? Fine. But you won't ever get a single penny from me, you hear?
Okay.
And don't you ever show your face here again. Don't worry, Mama. I won't. Enjoy
Okay.
your house and your money. Mom and I packed our bags and left for good. I'm so happy you came, Mom, but I'm
But
sorry
y'all are
you're
broke
now
now.
because
You're
of me.
poor now,
Oh,
it's
Valerie,
hilarious.
we aren't poor. I've been saving for years. We're not as rich
Oh.
as Mama, but we'll be very comfortable. I
Oh, what a
stared at her in
smart girl.
shock.
What does she do? Like, does she have a job or does she just take from her mom?
I don't understand. If you had money, why didn't you leave that awful place before? Sweetheart,
Exactly.
she's bullied me since I was a kid. I was always afraid of her and could
Okay.
never stand up for myself. But you, Valerie, you just amaze
Grown
me.
woman, by the
You're
way.
the bravest person I've ever met. My life changed the day you came into it, and I'm stronger now because of you. I flung my arms around her, and I'm so much happier now because of you. I love you, Mom.
Okay. All right. Anyways, you have I hurt the wrong boy. Planting bear traps in your room is hilarious. And then I'm obsessed with my ex. How would y'all react if y'all open your eyes in the middle of the night and your ex is just riding all over you? Satanic symbols. Specifically satanic symbols. They just on you talking about something. I'm not gonna repeat anything that I think is satanic, but you know. You you kick her out, you go to take a shower. You're starting to wash dingle, and on your stem it's just like all hail. Your dingling starts turning bright red, and it slowly inflates until it just pops. Why does it pop? Because you just gave birth to a demon. There you go, Quan Mills. There's a story for you. Use it however you may. You don't have a dingle? Well, you have one now. All right. I'm going to take your meat curtain. We're going to flip it around. Now dingling. All right. You need one for the story. My fault. How did Charlie die? Both Charlie and Coach died of old age. All right. What do we... Let me look up this word just in case y'all don't know what it means. Okay, what do we want to watch next, guys? Do we want to watch The World's Deadliest Theme Park, or do we want to watch Life of a Concubine? A concubine is a woman who lives with a man, but it has a lower status than the wife or wives the man has. The thumbnail of the video says, and I quote, "Worse than a slave, treated worse than a slave," or something like that. So what do y'all want? Do we want put CON for concubine, put WHT for the theme park? CON for concubine, WHT for theme park. While y'all do that, I'm gonna enjoy a mid stream beat session. Okay, I'm seeing a whole lot of Kuns. We'll go with that one. Gotta readjust the camera. Got knocked out of place for whatever reason. I don't know who was banging on the desk. They need to be more considerate. All right. Your life as a concubine. No concubines.
You're 12 years old,
Oh,
playing
no.
barefoot in the dirt outside your family's shack
Oh,
in
no.
Ming Dynasty, China.
I'm gonna be honest. There's probably not a single story that starts off good. That is good if it starts off with "You're 12, you're 11, you just turned 13 years." Yeah, nothing good can go from that.
When a black lacquered carriage pulls up,
Oh, it's
a man in
black.
silk robes steps out, face like stone, eyes like a butcher scanning the meat aisle. He's here for you. He doesn't ask. He inspects your teeth, your feet, your skin, like your livestock on sale day. Then he tosses your father a sack of silver, and just like that, you're gone.
Just pulls up, decided to check your elbows, the gaps in between your toes, and make sure there was 3 centimeters in between the toes. Father just sold their child is ridiculous.
Sold. Not as a bride, not even as a servant, but as a concubine. Your mother's sobs fade as the cart rattles away, her face blurred by tears.
What do you mean you're crying? Your man's the one who sold your daughter.
You're 12, barely old enough to braid your own hair, and now you're cargo, headed for the Forbidden City.
Oh no.
The air stinks of sweat and horse
What's the
dung, and your
Forbidden
stomach
City?
churns, not just from hunger, but from the rumors you've heard. Girls like you don't come back.
Oh
Ever.
no.
You arrive at a towering gate, red as blood, where eunuchs with cold eyes herd you like livestock.
Oh no, not the eunuchs. Oh, poor eunuchs, bro. If y'all don't know what a eunuch is, they don't have dingling. It got they did something so horrifically bad that they just their dingle.
Naked, you stand shivering.
Wait, why is she naked? Wait, what? Wait, what happened? No, wait, what? Stop the cap? No, that's, bro, you don't know ish. That's what a eunuch is. Now I gotta look it up because y'all making me feel like I'm dumb. What's a eunuch? A eunuch is a male who's been castrated. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the history major. All right, I was there. What is this, the 1600s? That was like yesterday for me. Goodness gracious.
Where eunuchs with cold eyes herd you like livestock. Stripped naked, you stand shivering as they poke and prod, teeth, skin, and feet. One girl sent home
Okay,
for a
can we stop emphasizing the feet so much? Goodness.
crooked nose. Another's kept because her feet are small enough to bind. Yeah, foot binding. They crush your bones into lotus shape so you'll hobble prettily for the emperor. Sounds fun, right? Wrong. It's torture that'll leave you screaming for weeks. You pass the
What?
inspection, barely. Now you're in the harem, a maze of silk walls and whispered threats. Older concubines glare, their eyes sharp as knives. They're not your friends, they're your rivals.
Oh,
They'd
no.
sell their own kids to keep their spot in the emperor's bed.
Oh.
Your first job? Serve tea to a senior consort who slaps you for pouring too slow.
Does it really sound like apothecary? That's what apothecary was, pretty much. That's pretty much what apothecary was.
Your cheek stings, but crying's a luxury you can't afford. The rules are simple. Obey, charm, survive. Slip up and you're out of a job. Nope, you're dead. Maybe starved. Maybe tortured.
I was about to say, out of a job don't sound too bad. You mean you kidnap me and if I mess up, you kill me? Like,
In the worst possible way. A girl next to you whispers about a concubine who spilled wine on a noble. She vanished.
Oh, yeah, she's outta
Rumors
there.
say she's buried under the palace floor.
there's no
You're
way
learning
she
this
was
fast.
gonna survive that
This
one.
isn't the palace. It's a battlefield, and you're armed with nothing but your face. A year has passed, and you're 13 now, trapped in the
Oh,
Forbidden
no.
City's inner court. A prison draped in silk. The walls shimmer with gold, but the air's thick with jasmine and fear. You limp on bound
Who's
feet.
Jasmine? Like
Each
Jasmine
step,
T?
a knife in your bones. Because beauty means pain, and pain means you're still alive.
Exactly. So when people are like, "Oh my goodness, Waka, how do you look so good?" This is just a whole bunch of pain here. That's all this is. This is just pain. It just hurts looking like this.
Your days start before dawn, scrubbing floors for senior consorts who sneer like you're a roach in their rice. Your
Okay.
job? Make them look good while staying invisible. Pour tea too slow and a bamboo rod
Like, what
cracks
type
your
of
knuckles.
tea is that?
Spill a drop
That's
and you're
water.
locked in a closet with no food for a day. Starvation's a great teacher, apparently. The emperor's bed is the prize, and every girl here's playing a deadly game to get there. You're taught to smile.
And the worst part is that the emperor is probably ugly too. That's the worst part. Like, the emperor not even worth doing all this for. I'm not doing this for the emperor. I'm doing this so I don't die. My feet's starting to hurt. Let's lower the camera. There we go. Oh man. Ooh, this is the life. Oh. 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 What? Start the video. I would start. Press space. Left click something. What are you looking at me for? Golly, bro.
And flutter your fan like it's a weapon. But the real battlefield is the whispers. That girl with the jade hairpin, she spread a rumor you stole a noble's comb.
No.
Now you're scrubbing latrines while she bats her eyes at the emperor. Another concubine, May, slips you a warning. Trust no one. They'll drown you in silk to climb higher.
Okay.
She's not wrong.
Why would you tell me
Last
that? I don't
week,
trust
the girl
you.
was caught flirting with a guard. Eunuchs dragged her out, her screams fading into the moat.
Bro, like, you're already a eunuch. You already have no dingling. Like, why don't you just, like, fight for your life? You know, just kill the emperor. You know what they say? If you don't have a dingling, there's no reason to live. Emergency alert. Oh. This is dangerous in a life-threatening situation. Golly, okay. I get it. Goodness.
They say the carp ate well that night. Your big break comes when a senior consort picks you to serve at a banquet.
Uh-oh.
You're dolled up
that
in
good?
silk that costs more than your village, but it's a leash, not a reward. You pour wine for a noble.
Imagine, like, going to a party and you're like, oh, yeah, they're all dolled up. They're like, oh, really? How old is she? 13? Huh. Oh. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Big Moose, for the sub.
His leering grin sour with rice liquor. His hand grazing your wrist. Your skin crawls, but you can't flinch. The Emperor's mother, face carved from stone, watches from her throne.
Yuck.
Her gaze a blade at your throat. One wrong move, a tremble, a drop, a glance too bold, and you're not just dismissed, you're erased. Your hands shake, wine sloshing dangerously close to the cup's rim. The noble chuckles, low and cruel, as sweat beads under your powdered face. You set the cup down, fan fluttering to hide your panic, and step back. Silence. The consort
Like,
nods.
I thought this was
"Not
supposed to be a
useless,"
party.
she growls.
Like, where's the partying at? I don't see a single party at
A
all.
lifeline in this viper's nest. Then the gong sounds, deep as a death knell.
Oh.
The Emperor's coming tonight.
No.
Your pulse roars like a war drum, drowning out the banquet's clatter. If he chooses you, a son could lift you to consort status. If he doesn't, you're chaff for the next purge.
What's a concert?
Like the hundreds starved last year. You're carried to his chamber on a palanquin, bound feet useless, silk
okay.
curtains swaying like a shroud. The doors creak shut, sealing you in with a man whose whim is law. His shadow looms, eyes glinting like a predator's in
Okay, well, at least he described him correctly, I guess. Why? What is this situation? What is this situation,
the
bro?
lamplight. You kneel, heart choking your throat, fan forgotten. His voice is soft, but it's a blade wrapped in velvet.
Hey, yo.
Please me, or you'll wish you hadn't.
Straight to the point. You know, I mean, we knew this was coming. We all knew this was coming. It was just a win, right? Honestly, I'm surprised they left her alone for a year, to be honest.
You force a smile, every nerve screaming, as he steps closer.
We need no more detail.
Failure's not just shame. It's a one-way trip to the moat. You survive the night, but the cost lingers in your trembling hands. Your reflection a stranger's. By 15, you're a ghost who's learned the harem's code. Charm the emperor, sidestep the consort.
Charm top G. Fun, like, was that not the emperor she was just with? Oh, we're lagging. Oh, we're lagging. Is that thunderstorm, man? I'm telling you. Is that thunderstorm, man? The thunderstorm is not treating my area right. Oh my goodness, we're lagging. Super lagging. Ultra lag. No, oh, ultra. Dog, charm top G, avoid consorts. I don't know what that means. So I'm about to look at what a consort is. Consort's definition. A wife, husband, or companion, in particular the spouse of a reigning monarch. Sure. Okay, I know what that means.
Sorts daggers, and pray you don't end up like the girl who slipped from a balcony last month. Your silk scarf.
Jesus.
Big Moose _M cheered. X100. This video reminds me of a manga I read called Cheer 100. This video reminds me of one of the mangas I read called The Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, I didn't like Apothecary Diaries, though. I'm gonna be honest, like, reset YouTube. What do you mean, reset YouTube? YouTube is fine. Like, watch this. Duplicate. Do we want to play that horse anime racing game, guys? I have it downloaded, but I haven't checked it out yet. It's talking about some reset YouTube. I'm looking at myself right now. Oh my goodness, I got a mean pimple. Downloaded, but I haven't. Yeah, let me go cover that up. Disgusting. Can't believe y'all just let me walk around with this on my face. And here I thought y'all supported me or whatnot. Goodness. Let me go get a pimple patch. I don't believe y'all. I can't believe y'all. Y'all are horrible. You know that? Horrible. Despicable. Orgies on the cheek. I tap into the bloody bones is underneath. Cause I want got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside. Walk and get Chinese food. Unfortunately, I cannot get Chinese food today. I wish I could though. But today is not a Chinese food day. I got too much food to eat already. I have chicken Alfredo I need to eat. So on and so forth.
Fluttering down like a broken wing. Survival's your only art. And you're painting it in blood.
Okay.
You're 16, and the Forbidden City's harem has carved you into something sharp, like a blade forged in fear. Your bound feet ache, your smile's a mask, and your eyes miss nothing. You've learned to dodge the consort's venomous glares and slip past their traps. Every day's a tightrope walk over a pit of snakes.
Niles, man.
The Emperor's noticed you. Once. He called your name, and for a fleeting moment, you felt like more than a ghost in silk.
So the Emperor wasn't the one who had the relations with. It was a consort of some sorts that I was half paying attention to. Apothecary Diaries is good. The problem with the Apothecary Diaries is when I was watching the beginning of it, I'm like, she kind of just got kidnapped and accepted it. I thought that was whack. I mean, you know how to mess with poison, and instead of trying to poison people to get out, you just stayed. And then when that happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this is not a story for me. I read the description. It was talking about a girl who messed with poisons. I'm like, okay, she about to be lit. She about to be killing everything. She don't kill nothing. She got kidnapped and just played, oh, I'm going to just, be the good girl. You can poison them. They trust you. Slip something and they drink. So that was whack. That was whack to me. She did? Well, she didn't do it soon enough. She fell in love before she tried to break out. So, I didn't really... She fell in love with old dude before she tried to break out. And at that point, I'm like, dang. She falling in love with her kidnappers now. This is not a story for me, bro. This is a dark romance. This is for the girls on Book Talk who like seeing crazy things, crazy madness happening. Okay, let's lock it in.
Now you're pregnant. Jackpot.
What? Sorry, what did I miss?
The Emperor's noticed you. Once. He called your name, and for a fleeting moment, you felt like more than a ghost in silk. Now you're pregnant.
What? No, she's 16 now, guys. She's 16. She's leveled up a little bit, I guess.
Jackpot, right? Wrong. A baby's your ticket to consort status, but it's also a target on your back.
Yeah, they
that
gonna try to
Jade
poison
Hairpin
you.
girl, now a consort herself, spreads a rumor you poisoned her tea. You didn't, but truth's a luxury nobody cares about here. You're hauled
Yeah, there was a
before the
time
Emperor's
skip.
mother, her face cold as a tombstone.
So what? The Emperor just had to say you, and they immediately got pregnant. Like what?
Prove your loyalty, she hisses, or join the ghosts under the palace.
What does that mean?
Your heart's a hammer in your chest, but you bow, voice steady, and swear your innocence. A eunuch's whip hovers, ready to tear your skin if you flinch. By some miracle, a servant vouches for you. She saw you pour the tea, clean. You're spared, but the message is clear. You're one lie away
What?
from a noose. You give birth to a son, and the palace buzzes like a kicked
Oh
high.
yeah, cause
A male heir could make you untouchable.
Women boo, men yay. This is so nasty, bro. But this was live.
But it paints a bullseye on your baby's tiny head. You cradle him in secret, whispering promises you can't keep, while rumors swirl of consorts slipping poison into cradles. Sleep's a stranger now. You jolt awake at every creak, expecting a knife. The Emperor summons you again, and you're carried to his chamber,
no.
silk curtains swallowing you like a grave. You charm him, fan fluttering,
Okay.
voice soft as moonlight. He
Okay.
smiles. You're named a low-ranking consort. Congratulations, you've climbed one rung in hell. But the higher you rise, the harder they push to make you fall.
17 years old. She had a baby at 16, 17 years old. This is silly.
Your only ally warns you of a plot. The Jade Hairpin consorts bribed a eunuch to frame you for treason.
Uh-oh.
Treason means execution. Not just
Yep.
you, but your
But your
son.
baby too.
You
Yep.
act fast, slipping a gold hairpin to a loyal maid who exposes the plot. The Jade Hairpin
What does
girls
what does a
drag the
gold hairpin mean? What does that mean? What's the significance of a gold hairpin?
way, her screams echoing through the palace. You win this round, but at what cost? Your hands shake as you hold your son, knowing every victory makes you more enemies.
Okay.
By 18, you're a survivor, a chess piece who's learned the board. But the game never ends. A new girl arrives.
Uh-oh.
Younger, prettier, her eyes hungry for your spot.
Younger, prettier. The character we are is 18. By the way. So younger and prettier are some crazy words.
A new girl arrives. Younger, prettier, her eyes hungry for your spot. The Emperor's gaze shifts.
Arson 69
Your son's your
underscore
only
murder
shield.
cheered.
But even that's not it.
X100. Hi, Daddy.
Don't talk to me like that. Hold on.
Enough when a plague sweeps the palace. You hear whispers of a purge. Too many concubines.
Uh-oh.
Not enough rice. Last time, hundreds starved.
No.
You clutch your son tighter, praying you're not next. Survival's your crown, but it's forged in blood, and it's heavier than you ever imagined. You're 22. Your son now a toddling target.
Where's your mom and dad at? Do you just never see them again? Like, is this just never... You should play Fears of Fathom? How about next time recommend a game that isn't scary?
In a palace that chews up hope and spits out bones. You've dodged knives, both steel and whispered. But the air's heavier now, thick with plague and panic. The Emperor's sick, the court's a mess, and whispers...
No! No, he's sick, guys. No.
Purge slither through the silk curtains. Your name's on a list. You feel it in your gut. Then it happens. A rival consort, that viper with the pearl earrings, accuses you of cursing the Emperor's health. Witchcraft.
Well,
Viper with the pearl earrings.
I would accuse you of being on the treadmill for too long, but that would not be the case.
Accuses you of cursing the Emperor's health. Witchcraft. The word's a death sentence. You're dragged to a stone courtyard, moonlight glinting off the
They pointed at a random girl, said a witchcraft, and they're just out of there. That's all it took.
executioner's blade. Your son's screams echo from the nursery
That's
as
all
you're
it
forced
took?
to your knees, bound feet throbbing like a second heartbeat. The Emperor's mother looms, her voice ice. Confess, or your boy joins you in the dirt. Your throat's
She
dry
said,
as ash,
confess or both you and your boy dies. Like, what are you talking about?
but you spit out a denial, praying your loyal maid can pull strings. The blade hovers, cold air kissing your neck. Then a shout. Your maid bursts in, clutching a stolen letter proving the pearl earring consort's lie.
Why did they just assume she was telling the truth? The maid is saving this girl's tail.
She bribed a eunuch to plant herbs in your room, framing you. The Emperor's mother
That's why they said witchcraft, because they found herbs in the room. Okay. BS.
pauses, eyes narrowing. The blade drops, not on you, but on your accuser. Her screams cut short, blood pooling like spilled ink. You're spared, but your son's not safe. You smuggle him to a distant cousin, a risky move that could cost you everything.
What?
The plague worsens, and you're cuffing now.
Oh, okay, there's a plague. That's why she's sneaking him off. Okay, I was like, isn't sneaking your son off like the worst thing to
Lungs
do?
burning like they're full of embers. The palace doctors don't bother with concubines. By 25, your body's breaking. Bound feet infected. Joints aching from years of kneeling. Lungs scarred from disease. You're no longer the Emperor's favorite. A new girl is taking your place.
I thought he was dying. Why is he alive?
Her laughter echoing where yours once did. But you've left a mark. Your son's alive, hidden, maybe free. You've trained younger girls, teaching them to survive the harem's claws.
Wait, so she was able to get rid of her son and like nobody cared? That don't make sense.
Passing on your hard-won tricks. As you lie on a threadbare mat, fever eating you alive, the palace roars on. Silk rustling, knives sharpening. You were never just a concubine. You were a spark in a dynasty's flame. A shadow that outwitted.
You were never a concubine. You were a spark. Dog, they gotta abused, used, and thrown out. I don't. Why would they want to be called a spark? That does not make sense to me. Maybe some people take that a positive. I do not look at that as a positive outlook. What am I eating? Just some oranges. Just some thick orange slices too. Like real wide, real.
Death until it came
Juice-like.
knocking. Your last breath slips out, but your son carries your fight. A flicker of hope in a world that tried to crush you.
Imagine she had a daughter. She would have been dead. She would have been out of there. Watch Sausage Party. It's a good kid show. You're so funny. You're hilarious.
So you outwitted the harem's deadly claws. Click the card now or miss the cutthroat secrets of your life as a geisha.
What's a geisha? We're not about to watch that, but I'm gonna look up what a geisha is. Never heard of that one. What's a geisha? Japanese word geisha can be translated literally as art person, a member of professional class of women in Japan whose traditional occupation is to entertain men in the modern times, particularly at businessmen parties and restaurants or tea houses. But like, are they just entertainers or? I have played Little Nightmares. Was it just entertainers, or like were they like did they do more than just entertain, or did they entertain in a different type of ways? You know what I mean? Wonderful video, Lost Legacy. Ugh. Have y'all ever heard of a geisha? So strippers, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what do you mean by entertainers? The unspeakable things that happened to Unit 731. Yeah, we don't want to watch nothing that depressing. I'm seeing a bunch of no's. Watch Maken Kai. I know who you are, bro. That's a hornball anime, bro. I know what you are. Okay. I'm about to see if I could pull up the cover art for that without getting blicked on. I can't show this cover art, bro. I know what you are, though. I don't know if I want to show this. I can't show this. Nah, you're a freak geek, bro. You're a freak geek. You're a freak geek, right? Maken Kai. Let me read the synopsis of this story, guys. Takeru enrolls in Tenby Academy, an all-girls school that just went co-ed with the dreams of being smothered by chicks. To his surprise, it's actually a school where teens beef up their combat skills using magic power called a Maken. Distracted by all the bouncy brawlers, Takeru gets himself in a sticky situation. The hornball can't figure out how to use his Maken. They called him a hornball in the description of the anime. I've never heard of that before. They called him a hornball in the description of the... You know how crazy that anime has to be for that to be in the summary? You know how crazy it gotta be for that to be... You just have the girls in their school universe. Every single one of them has their undies showing, bro. Every single one. There's three on the screen. They all for some reason, like they're for no reason too. Let me get this on my screen. Look, old girl is literally standing like this, but for some reason her skirt is floating up. She's standing like this. It's not even that much stuff. I don't feel like getting demonetized on YouTube. If I was on Twitch, I'd definitely show it, but I don't feel like getting blicked on YouTube. Okay, what was the... Oh, I know what I want to watch. Check out next. Let me find it. Here we go.
Tiki is here cheered. X100.
What's up, Tick?
Hey Waka, I woke up in the pool and saw you were live.
What do you mean you woke up in the pool? Oh my goodness, the lag. Oh my goodness, the lag. I've never lagged so much in my life. Oh my goodness, the lag. Please. Please stop lagging. Oh. Oh no, I hate the lag. Geishas are high-ranked prostitutes. Okay. Okay, so what, like, that's like a third of my chat, right? Right? Hold on, what the heck is this? Okay. Get this on, move, All right. Then let me go here. Let me refresh that. Watch Overflow. It's a good show. Guys, I didn't know Overflow wasn't a normal anime. So I brought my mom on stream to watch it. Horrible idea. This was like 3-4 years ago. Horrible idea. I thought it was just a normal anime. It wasn't. It was not, bro. Okay. Yes, I'm being serious. Yes. Yes. Watch Cobra Kai. My nickname's actually Cobra Kai, fun fact. All right, let's check this out. You did not. Yes, we did. Me and my mom watched High School DxD, part of High School DxD on stream. We watched Food Wars and Death Note and Redo of Healer. We didn't finish any of them, but like we watched like 5-6 episodes of each of those. She said her favorite one out of all those was Redo of Healer. She said her favorite one out of all those were Redo of Healer, bro. I said more. You liked it more than Death Note? She said yes. She said yes, bro. Goblin Hunter? You mean Goblin Slayer? No, one thing that pisses me off about my mom though, she would not pay attention to Attack on Titan to save her life, bro. I tried to show her Attack on Titan, she was just falling asleep. Or she would just be on her phone. It was so whack. Blame the internet. Blame the storm, guys. Blame the storm. Blame it on the juice. Got you feeling loose. Blame it on the Tron. Got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the rock. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the big booty girl getting dizzy. Blame it on the Okay, let's do it. The internet isn't the problem. The storm is the problem. Horror games that I could easily survive.
You know, horror games are something I always avoided as a kid. They were too scary.
I avoid them still. I still don't play them. I still don't consume said content. I can't do it.
The ability to immerse yourself the way you do while playing a horror game is different. It's not the same thing as throwing on Friday the 13th or Goosebumps. When playing a horror game, you're actually in there. You can see, you can hear, you can interact, you're in control of the movement. Any more immersive and you just be a victim. But those days of peeing myself while playing the scary maze are over. I'm a man now. And now, I ain't scared of no purple dude, no hillbillies, and especially not no grandma. Today, ladies and gentlemen, same way we did for the horror and the action movies, we're gonna be going over horror games I could easily survive. And I'll be...
Now listen, when it comes to surviving horror games, I think from what I know and my knowledge and my survivability from real life, because I was raised in the woods from between the ages of 6 and 10, like I definitely think I can survive most horror games, but I just...
Giving you guys my strategy, my game plan, my thought process, and of course, some of the ones that I can.
Hello, neighbor. Like, look, first off, look at the neighbor's build. This thing isn't catching me. He has toothpicks for legs. Look at this ugly purple sweater, and all he has is a shovel. I'm gonna get a Glock. Like, that's what?
Imagine you witness your next door neighbor commit what looks like to be a murder, or at least a kidnapping. And after witnessing this, you, the main character, decide to go investigate his super elaborate home.
Forget that, I'm gonna call 911. Huh. Hello?
Yourself. But while you're in there, you have to constantly avoid this man capturing.
So easy, bro.
Or you might be the next victim. Well, that's the plot of Hello Neighbor.
Look at how he runs, bro.
Or you might be...
He runs like a... Bro, he's not catching me with that form. He is not catching me with that Scooby-Doo form. He can't catch me. Because when I'm running cheek to cheek like this, immaculate form, you know what I'm saying? High knees and all, he's not catching me.
The next victim. Well, that's the plot of Hello Neighbor. A potentially murderous, kidnapping, middle-aged man. I didn't learn about this game through conventional means since I was a bit too old for it at the time, but I did see my little cousin who was obsessed with it play it. And while it is an extremely scary concept on paper, you a kid investigating the super complex home of a potential criminal who may or may not murk you when he catches you, that's scary stuff. But don't let it fool you. This game is light. I actually have one very easy solution for this. One that can be done at the very beginning of the game. How about You just mind your business. I know, crazy to think that you could
or
just
you could do that.
But it's true. All this started because us, the main character, felt this intrinsic urge to become Sherlock Holmes after witnessing something a little sus. Like, just turn around and look the other way, my boy. Look,
imagine doing all that and then nobody is in that room too. All of that, there's nobody locked up. I'd be so pissed.
Neighborhood when I was younger, and even back then I knew if I seen something like an old man getting jumped, all I could do was shut my mouth, keep it stepping, and pray for Gramps. It sounds messed up, but I'm sorry, it's the truth. But if y'all do want to go the good civilian route, all the kid really had to do was call the authorities.
Exactly.
You don't even need no evidence or nothing. Just tell the cops your neighbor's a minority and you heard a white woman screaming in the house. They're gonna be there in 2 minutes. Bust that door right open.
Wait, hold up. I feel like we took a turn somewhere. I definitely felt like we just took a turn.
Open and shoot first and ask questions later. Problem solved.
Poppy playtime.
A lot of y'all probably already know this game, but if you don't, there's a horror game where you, the main character,
this is a horror game where I was able to play the first 2 chapters of. That means the game is not scary. I played 2 chapters of the game. I might not touch 3 or 4, but I played 2. This game is not scary. Huggy Wuggy, he can't outrun me either. He can't. That man's floppy. He move like this. Nothing moving like this can catch up to me, bro. I promise you he can't.
Investigating a shut down toy factory after the...
Plus, what am I investigating a toy factory for? The only reason I do this is they owe me bread. What reason do I have to investigate?
Disappearance of a bunch of employees 10 years ago. And while in there, you discover you're not alone. There are these things, these entities, these toy monsters that come after you while you're trying to figure it all out.
Like, look at how he's walking.
I'm probably not surviving. Not only are these things going after you, all bloodthirsty toy monsters, but all of them are clearly on something. I can see it in their eyes. Huggy Wuggy got them dilated pupils, probably on some LSD.
Okay. So I hear it.
See it in their eyes.
But look at how Huggy is moving. He look like he's moving fast, right? But you can outmove him by backing up right now. Like, look at how fast we back up. Like, we can outmove
probably
him.
On some LSD or blue crystal or something. Poppy's obviously coked out. Look at those blood vessels. And Mommy Longlegs, she might be off the same thing as Poppy. Either that or she has some severe BPD. And I mean severe. Because the way her mood switches from, Mommy was just playing, come back.
Yeah.
Okay, joke's over. Mommy doesn't like cheaters. Come back over here. Get your ass on! Combo that with the prototype running around doing I don't know what. And in the third game, which I haven't played yet, they introduced hella new monsters, including a freaking cat. Not only did they get me already with my fear of dolls, but now they're using my allergies against me. Yeah, I'm finished.
I'm not finished, bro.
Dolls, but now they're using my allergies.
A giant cat. A mouth is an empty void. I'm not scared of no big cat, bro. I'll face off a tiger. I'll stare a tiger into his eyes. My aura completely incapacitates the tiger. Knocked out. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm finished.
If the character in the game can survive, I can too. Point blank, period. If the character in the game can survive, I absolutely can too. Closing shift? I already survived. I have a dingling. He wants nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have dingle.
Now, while this one may look like a simple indie horror game, no joke, it's actually one of the scariest ones you could play. The whole time you're paranoid, on edge, and just waiting for something to happen. If this is how girls feel walking alone at night, I am so sorry. I'll cross the street next time. There's a Japanese horror game where you play as a female barista working in a Starbucks type coffee shop. And I've never worked in the food industry before, but from what I hear, it's horrible. A horror game in and of itself. You have the clothing shift, obviously. And on top of having an annoying supervisor, as the nights go on, you start...
Can everyone say goodnight to Froggy Boy? They're going to sleep and they felt the need to tell us. Everyone tell Froggy Boy goodnight.
You have the clothing shift, obviously. And on top of having an annoying supervisor, as the nights go on, you start noticing some weird stuff going on around the shop. Strange noises, items missing, strange people coming in, strange people staring at you from outside, until you eventually realize you're being stopped.
Yeah.
Stalker alert. We got a stalker on our
Just
hands,
a normal guy, though.
Eventually
Like,
coming face to face with them at the end. Boom. We got the lore. While this one may seem simple because it's just a regular human, no special abilities, at the most,
nothing.
Maybe a knife, it's not. There are two things in this game that could cause me some trouble. One is the girl we're playing as is clearly not in the best financial situations. She's B to the R to the O to the K to the E, a college student. That affects the first plan I had, which was to just quit your job. We quite literally can't afford to do that.
I would never quit. Nah, I just keep a knife on me at all times. He runs to the front door, I'm stabbing him through the glass. Nah, she probably don't got like that. I have to imagine that I am that girl. Let's see, what am I doing in this situation? Okay, she tried to tell people, I think. No one was listening to her. She never did call the authorities. I will say she did not once call the authorities.
She used to be living off mayo sandwiches and instant ramen, and I'm not putting this girl through that. So the next immediate counter I thought of was just tell your supervisor you want to switch shifts.
Did he say mayo sandwiches?
Can't afford to do that. I know how it feels to be living off mayo sandwiches.
Are you the devil? What do you mean mayo sandwiches? What is wrong with you?
An instant ramen, and I'm not putting this girl through that. So the next immediate counter I thought of was just tell your supervisor you want to switch shifts.
Oh, yeah,
you don't lose your job, you keep that bread coming in, and you stay away from all the creepy activities. That could work.
No, but
if I knew how to speak Japanese, how would I even communicate? How? There's no subtitles in real life. Drawings, ASL.
It wouldn't work though, regardless, because he still end up in your house. You have to kill him. Or get him arrested. That's not changing shifts is not going to change nothing.
First code, bro. How did I even get this job? Only things I know how to say in Japanese are what, stop, and domain expansion. So communication wise, I'm cooked. Can't even call the cops. Meaning my only choice for the situation is to defend myself.
It's violence,
so,
yes.
Here's the plan. We know the dude stalking us is seriously obsessed with us, judging by those notes he be leaving and the pictures he be taking. And as creepy as that may be, it could be used to our advantage. It'll seem like a regular shift. I'll be whipping up some coffee, some lattes, when in the corner of my eye, I'll see the stalker watching me through the glass. Okay. He'll probably be imagining doing some heinous things to me. I don't know. I don't stalk people often. But he won't know that I have him right where I want him. As he's staring at me through the glass, he'll notice in the corner of his eye a coffee I left on the table. And this wasn't no ordinary coffee. This was a coffee with my lipstick on it. He's a creep, so he immediately wouldn't be able to resist adding this precious item to his precious collection. So he walks into the shop swiftly, trying to get the cup before I can even notice while I'm dealing with some customers. Like I said earlier, I got him right where I want him. Before he could take another step, he hears it. Yamero! Yoichi Tenkai. Mugen no Guroku.
That's what I said though. Was me saying shoot him not the first thing I said, bro? No, that was the hello neighbor, bro. Yes, we're shooting him, bro. With a switch? Five Nights at Freddy's. So this is another one. The only one in FNAF, the only character that can keep up with me at all is maybe Foxy. Maybe. But even Foxy not really moving like that. First off, I'm not working security. I'm not working the night shift. Those two things aren't happening. After the first night where I can easily survive, I'm quitting the job. I don't care how broke I am. And then I'm filing a report for unsafe working conditions. And then I'm questioning, why do I have a generator that won't keep my door down the whole night? In fact, you know it's dangerous. Why don't we get a better generator? Like, excuse me. I'm sick. Okay. Bro,
no introduction needed. We all know the name. Some of y'all may know. I faced these guys before when I did the horror movie version of this video. And let's just say, I bodied them. But that was the movie, which is way easier than the game. When it comes to the game, before you can even think of coming up with a plan, you gotta ask yourself, which game am I talking about? FNAF 1, 2, 3, Help Wanted, or Help Wanted 2? Or maybe Sister Location, or FNAF 4?
A whole bunch of BS.
$20. Hi, Waka.
$20 to say hi. Vote. Hold up. Vote. Speed. You've been here for like the last 3 streams, and you've spent a ridiculous amount of money. What are you doing? Put the credit card up. Put it back in your Louis Vuitton wallet. Store it in your Gucci fanny pack. And keep that inside your Go Yard duffel bag. Like relax.
Or FNAF 4, 2, 3, Help Wanted, or Help Wanted 2? Or maybe Sister Location, or FNAF 4, or FNAF 4 Halloween Edition, or Security Breach. All these games have different locations with different enemies you gotta deal with. Some have 4 animatronics, some have 1, some have 50. It's ridiculous. But if we're to go down the list, FNAF 1, I think I can handle it. I may not have worked in the food industry, but I have worked security. And when you have experience like I do, the answer for this one is simple. There is no way I am working a minute on that payroll they got you
exactly.
on. $120? Really? I thought this was a pizzeria. I didn't know I was working at Shein. $120 nowadays can maybe get you a pie of Domino's and a scoop of ice cream. I'm good off that. So the way I'm beating FNAF 1, I'm just not going to work. Maybe I'll go the first night, secure a cool $20 for the 8-hour shift, but after that, I'm good.
Like, you hear that? $20 for 8. But if you like do it, like what is the year of season 1? I mean, FNAF 1. Like, what year is it?
Speed donated $20. How is your day, Waka?
We're doing good, Speed. Like, everyone in chat is doing good. Like, everyone's having a great day. Between the 1970s and 1885. Okay, 1990. Okay, I'm getting up. Y'all are all giving me different years. I'm gonna just say it's 1980s and call it a day. All right. What is $20 from the 1980s today? That's around $82. $82. So that's like $11 an hour. I'm still quitting. But yeah, one night, something's like.
FNAF 2, they pay even lower. But it's so easy, it's practically free money to me, so I'm doing it. And this one we deal with almost triple the amount of animatronics as the first one. And instead of the classic setup, we got 2 vents and 1 big vent right in front of us, which may look intimidating at first because it's so open and accessible. It's not. Because the second you throw that mask on, these animatronics don't beat on nothing. They got this whole facial recognition mumbo jumbo that doesn't let them see that I'm a security guard, which honestly makes no sense. I know damn well they can still see my ass in my security uniform.
My question is, like, if I have that mask on, all I have to do is keep the mask on and flicker the lights. Like, I don't need to take the mask off. 8 hours of wearing a mask and flickering lights, though, it does sound exhausting. But I don't need to I don't need to take the mask off at all.
Life. But hey, if it works, it works. And the other 2 that can bypass the mask, all you gotta do is use the flashlight and just wind the music box on the camera. It's easy. If I just don't take off that mask, constantly hold the flashlight, and keep checking the cameras, I'm gonna be Gucci Kabuchi. Exactly. But that's the first 2 games, which to me are the easier ones. But FNAF 3 though, this one is more difficult and completely different than the other 2. Instead of facing multiple animatronics, which may seem harder, I'm gonna be faced head to head with the main man himself, Springtrap. He's a cold, calculated serial killer in a gold bunny suit. And he's also the creator of the animatronics, or co-creator. The point is, the dude is smart. And it's just me and him in his rinky-dinky amusement park. What am I gonna do?
You leave me one-on-one with any animatronic, and there's gonna be robot parts all over, scattered on the ground. They're 12-year-olds, besides Springtrap. They're all like 12. Just because that 12-year-old has a suit on does not mean they're not 12. I can throw a ball and the 12-year-old will go, huh? Ball? They're 12. Bonnie weighs 220. And Bonnie is 12. I can beat up a fat kid.
And a lot of y'all FNAF
they made of metal, and guess who made metal? Humans. I'm not worried about it.
Dinky amusement park. What am I gonna do? And a lot of y'all FNAF fans may not like this answer, but I'm whooping him too. Look, I'm a fan too, but this dude's kill-death ratio is almost entirely made up of kids. And like I said in the intro, I am a grown man now. Standing at a tall 5'9". I'm cooking him. Springtrap is going to catch the work. He's gonna wish
Like,
those Springboks got him before.
bro.
Oh, but he has a metal suit, so if you punch him, it's gonna hurt. Who said anything about punching him? I got the chair I'm sitting on, the fan right in front of me. There's quite literally—
I just need a hammer. That's all I need. Oh no! Oh no! It's a spring trap! Oh no! It's a spring trap! Oh, pa! Pa! Leave me alone, spring trapper! Spring trapper couldn't leave me! Oh, pa! I'm not worried about him, bro. Easy, no diff. Easy, no diff.
a guitar right there. If Springtrap walks in, I will not hesitate to smack him upside the head with it. He's just Michael Myers if he was a fairy. And y'all know what I did to him? Realistically, only FNAF games I'm struggling with are Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Ultimate Custom Night, and Sister Location.
Security breach is kind of rough. Security breach is kind of rough. FNAF 4, that's the kid in the room. What's stopping us from just keeping the doors closed and locked and locking the closet? What's stopping that? I don't understand. Like what's stopping us from doing all that?
Ivan Vargas donated $5. I would just have fun with Chica and survive every game.
All right. Okay. Love to hear it. They don't have locks. Then I'm going to put locks on the door. Like, why? What do you mean I have bedroom doors with no locks? And let's say they don't have locks, right? How are the animatronics not getting in the room when a little kid is the one holding the door closed? No, because let's talk about it. It's a little boy keeping the door closed. And he outpowering the animatronics from opening the doors. I can beat them. They can't touch this little boy. I'd murk that little boy. That little boy couldn't stop me from breaking in his... And that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like y'all are not properly power scaling the animatronics. Security breach. What are they chasing? Little boys. You may be like, but the security guards, they're grown men. No, they not. They didn't throw a single punch. Didn't use a single tool. They got ran up on and they were like, oh no. Oh.
Xander Clark donated $5.
Bro.
Once again, our Milk Chocolate King has blessed us again by sharing his ethereal presence again. You bring the light to our empty, dark souls.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4 because you play as a paranoid kid, and look at these things. Ultimate Custom Night because
I have no clue.
What is even happening? Because
I'm losing. I've never heard of Ultimate Custom Light, but I'm losing. Never heard of Ultimate Custom Light. I have never heard of it. I'm losing. Yeah, no, it's raps for me. It's raps for me. Yeah. I would have to say thank y'all for staying with me, man. But I'm losing this one, man. Do I think I'd beat a saw trap? Listen. There is nothing Saw related that I can beat. Right? I don't think there's a single anything of horror that can beat me besides Saw. I can't do nothing against that, man. But didn't Saw only go after bad people? No, I think who did Saul go after, bro? Who is Saul? Who did Saul go after? Like, who was his targets? Bad people? Oh, then I'm straight. Okay, I don't have nothing against dolls, Saul. I don't got nothing against dolls. Like, I got figures, Saul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, figures are basically dolls. Like, me and Saul would be locked in, right?
What is even happening? And sister location, bro, baby is 7'2". I am not dealing with that. And as for security breach, bro, baby.
She don't look like she can move, though. She look like she lack mobility. I feel like I could just walk side to side and they end up tripping over themselves. Let me keep it a buck. But they are blocking that whole hallway. Goodness. Look like an Eagles offensive lineman. Lane Johnson, that's you? Like, golly.
He is 7'2". I am not dealing with that. And as for security breach, ruin, and help wanted, I can't say for certain. I haven't played those yet, but I'm sure I'm about to end those too. As you guys can see though, just like the action in horror movies, there's only a few games that can really stand in my way. I mean, I'm still pretty much unbeatable. Let me know any parts you guys think I was wrong or right about, and let me know any more horror games you guys want me to go over for a part 2.
Those FNAF things for children, bro. Oh no, I'm beating. Where's she at? I'm beating her tail. Where's she at?
Make custom night and sister location. Find Nights at Freddy's 4 because you play as a.
You get reincarnated, but you pick where you go.
You get reincarnated, but what are you talking about? Like, just
look at these things,
like anime or something.
To make custom night because
I take everything I said back. I'm beating the brakes off of this thing. I'm beating the brakes off of this thing, bro. You can tell. You look at it, like, they weigh 120 at most. Like, I'm telling you, they weigh 120 at most, bro. I'm ripping those lashes off too. Why are the tip of your fingers brown? You forgot to wipe your hands after you wipe? Wash your hands.
Let me know for the future, but a few games that can really stand in my way. I mean, I'm still pretty much unbeatable. Let me know any parts you guys think I was wrong or right about, and let me know any more horror games you guys want me to go over for a part 2. I know I missed a lot. Also, let me know if you guys want me to play any of these horror games or any other horror games on a second channel. I'm thinking about making one in the future, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to make anyone jealous with my gaming skills, you know? Let me know for real. And moral of the story?
What do you mean moral? There's no moral. There was no moral. Oh, they'd have the video that I was about to watch right there, but I have it right here anyways. Horror games I could easily survive too. All right.
You know, horror games are easily the coolest and most immersive way to experience the horror genre ever.
It's definitely the most immersive. A horror movie could never, in a horror show, could never get you as immersed as a horror game, and that is the problem. That's why I can't touch them. I can watch horror movies all day, as long as it's not weird torture movies like Saw. I can watch horror movies all day, horror shows all day. But, Lord, the game.
Every step you take, every decision you make is determined by no other than you. But what if we were in these games? Would we survive? Well, that's exactly what we'll be doing today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'll be going over even more horror games I could easily survive. And as usual, say it with me now, I'll be giving you guys my strategy, my game plan, my thought process, and obviously, some of the ones that I can.
Outlast. Now this, okay. Now this is rough territory. Outlast is nothing like them FNAFs. Look at this guy's build, bro. He has a shoulder that weighs the same much as me. He has a shoulder that weighs, okay. Okay, one thing about Outlast is you can get away with hiding, right? And I'm small and petite. I could hide in a bookshelf. Forget the hiding. I'm turning once I pull up to the asylum. Once I realize I can't go through the front door and I have to climb a ladder, I'm turning around.
Xander Clark 20 cheered. X100. It cracked the Outlast monster
Oh,
NGL.
would you? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Congratulations.
I'm starting with a bit of a tricky one. Outlast. We play as a journalist investigating an abandoned asylum after hearing word of some inhumane experiments happening there.
I don't care about my journalism that much.
Why would you go there? And upon arriving there, it was worse than we could have imagined. These experiments caused these patients to become variants. Pretty much these mutated, violent monster things. And after realizing how dangerous this probably is, you try to find a way out the asylum.
Look, because the first thing that happens in Outlast, I've tried to play Outlast like 3 or 4 times. I've quit every single time, bro. The thing about Outlast is the moment you walk in the building and you open the front door, it's a guy hanging upside down by they feet. Immediately turning around, if I even make it that far. The window is right there. Nah, bro.
Boom. That's the setup we're dealing with. Now, this one is a very difficult one to start off with. I was 11 when this game came out, and all I remember is I refused to play it because it was so scary. I knew it was bad when I couldn't even watch the Rad Brad play it. Not only are we trapped in a loony bin that's dark, has small corridors, and probably smells crazy, but we also have to deal with the variants. And while most of them are just crazy humans with no pain tolerance, there is one we really gotta look out for. Chris Walker, a mutated 6'9", 300-pound plus monster. To put it in perspective, that means we're dealing with someone the same height as LeBron James and around, I don't know, half the weight of Rod Wave. This is a scary, formidable opponent, and might I add, he has experience. This dude isn't like Springtrap just murking children for no reason. This dude murks grown men for no reason. He has bodies. And me, I'm just an investigative journalist with nothing but passion, a Canon camera, and a pair of AA batteries. What am I gonna do? And I sat on this one for
and then let's talk about how unprepared the journalist is. We went in with one or two sets of batteries and had to find batteries throughout the insane asylum the whole time because we weren't prepared. Get a V-mount or something, bro.
Long time.
I'm
probably getting cooked, I won't lie. This one just ain't even fair, bro. In the wise words of Kendrick, it ain't 20v1, it's a 1v20. It's just me by myself versus all these variants in this dirty, rundown asylum. Remove Chris Walker from
honestly, most of us die from herpes right here. That's the fact of the matter. Most of us are cooked. The second he scratches us, we might lose an arm.
In this dirty, rundown asylum. Remove Chris Walker from the situation, and I might die 30 minutes in. If I step in there, I'm literally finished. Like, yeah, I know I'm the fastest to ever do it. Good job. But a crammed space like this is not good for me. If it was me that got the anonymous tip about the experiments they were doing here, I wouldn't have even showed up.
No. Maybe a gun?
For those of you who don't know this one, Fears to Fathom is a psychological horror game series where us, the main character, play through super duper scary and realistic scenarios. Isolation, home invasion, some stalking, on occasion. Chill, don't hype me out. And while it sounds like it's whatevs on paper, the atmosphere of these games will change your mind fast. And not only is the atmosphere scary, but even the NPCs are scary.
Nah, I got Fears to Fathom.
These dudes are chopped. And to make things even scarier, every episode of this game is based on a real life event. Like, y'all know how the movies be having based on a true story in the beginning or end? Yeah, that's this game. Based on a true story. Every single one of them. There's a lot of episodes to pick from in this one, so I'm gonna just go with the one that's scariest to me. Fears to Fathom, episode 3. Carson House. In this one, we play as this 18-year-old named Noah back in 2009. Golly, 2009? Some of y'all didn't even exist. We were tasked to look after someone's crib for a weekend for a whopping $100. You know, doing some grocery shopping, fixing the computer, taking a piss, feeding the dog. Still Still taking a piss? Dang, bro. But as the night goes on, weirder and weirder
Why do we
stuff
have so
starts
many
happening.
cameras in the
Random knocks
house?
on the door, strange text messages, random noises in the house, and that's when it's
What is this,
revealed
FNAF?
that someone has broken into the house. We got an intruder on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is something everyone who has ever been home alone has feared. Random person breaking into your crib at a random given time. Scariest being nighttime, and you being forced to 1v1 them. It's just
Xander Clark 20 cheered. X100. Thank you for blessing FS with another stream, Big Poppy.
Xander, please leave me alone. Leave me alone, Xander. Look, the thing is, though, it doesn't have to be a 1v1. They had a dog. They just kept it in the back. You would have known. They should have known someone broke in, because they would have had a dog. Because they're stupid tails when they keep it in the back. That's why you're cooked. If it was in the house, the dog would have been barking the moment it heard something step on the front porch. So, hey, that's all I gotta say.
scary thought.
When it happened to me, I would let the dog
It ain't
decide.
nothing I can handle. To truly come up with a proper plan to beat this one, I gotta understand two things. One, who is the intruder? And two, what do they want? Throughout the course of the game, we get little hints of who it may be via text messages, flowers at our door, and other stuff. But once we get into the end game, that's when it's revealed that the home intruder is actually our psycho ex-girlfriend. Kara.
We're a man.
I know.
Man, if you don't hit Kara with an elbow, bro.
Oh, I know. Shocking. And what does she want, you may ask? Well, of course, to get back with your boy.
If you don't hit her with that elbow.
Not a surprise. But now that we know all the background, here's the plan. Since I'm more familiar with the Carson crib than she is, I say we use this to our advantage and do a little bit of camping, if you will. Imagine this. She walks into the crib, roaming the bottom floor looking for me. I'm watching her on the camera as she finishes searching the bottom floor. She makes her way upstairs and approaches the room I'm in. I know you're in there.
You don't, though.
Open up, Noah, before I... Hey, Kara? I think we should get back together. Really? Yeah, really. Here, I'll lock the door. Come inside. Let's talk about it. All right. I just can't believe you really changed your mind that...
Hit him with the fuck. Ooh, yeah.
That's an easy win. Only thing we really gotta look out for with her is her durability. Cause turns out the reason we broke up with Kara is cause Kara be on that meth. So I don't really know if one swing of the bat will do the trick. We might have to do 4 or 5 or maybe even 12 depending on her dosage.
Just hit Kara with the elbow. All right. Another one that's solved with not going. Your wife gives you a call. Don't come. Huh. Well, looks like I shouldn't come then. Maybe call 911 and don't go.
Batman 464 cheered. X100. I would let you break into my house, Papa Waka.
Why do y'all talk to me like that? I don't understand. You're not winning? I don't need to win. I'm not going. Wife was gone for what, a year? Send me a message saying, hey, I'm at this place. You don't want to come here. You don't want to come. Oh, I guess I'm not coming then. Like,
we all know the franchise, Resident Evil, recognizable because of its elite games and its
amazing movies.
The Resident Evil games have always been known for being scary. Like, I remember trying to play Resident Evil 4 on my PS2 when I was but a wee little lad. And emphasis on trying, because I could not get through that game at all. Yeah, there's been some scary Resident Evil games over the years, but
Xander Clark 20 cheered. X100. That donator knows what's up.
I don't know what's up. That donator knows what's up. Yeah, you look at a donator. That donator sure know what's up. Like, I'll donate some of my Ooh. Ooh, my fault. You know what I'm saying? I almost got a little out of character on y'all. Y'all know how I like to be. I don't like getting out of character, but sometimes I feel like if I have to get out of character, and I'll get out of
X100.
character on
He'll
y'all.
take it, please.
That's all, folks.
Resident Evil 7, this one is yeah, there's been some scary Resident Evil games over the years, but Resident Evil 7, this one is hands down the scariest. I said put your hand down. And this one we play as a guy named Ethan who ventures onto a plantation in the state of Louisiana after we received a message from our wife who had been missing for 3 years. And after entering a house on the plantation,
I already forgot about you. 1 month worried sick, 2 months worried sick, first year worried sick, second year I'm like, okay, she just left me. Third year, I'm not thinking about you no more. I got bills to pay. What are we talking about, bro? I'm not worried about this at all.
Plantation, we find our wife, but she tells us that message was not from her. And after realizing our wife is now some sort of infected zombie thing and a failed escape, we come face to face with the Baker family. A regular Louisiana family turned murderous and cannibalistic after being infected. And the infection didn't just turn them murderous and cannibalistic after being infected. And the infection didn't just turn them violent, it also turned them into mutants, giving them super strength, the ability to regenerate, extra intelligence, and some their very own transformation. Is that a sack? And after seeing how truly insane they are, we have to run, fight, and fight.
99 cents. My butt ick.
I don't care that your butt icks. Okay, you're giving me the ick. All right? You're giving me the ick.
Is that a sack? And after seeing how truly insane they are, we have to run, fight, and find a way off the plantation. Look, I'm gonna start with this. Plantation and Louisiana in the same sentence would have been enough for me to not go over there. Combo that with the Baker family trying to eat me or make me part of their family or whatever, and I'm definitely good off that. And some of you guys might be like, but Derek, you gotta save your wife. What about your wife? What about her? Come on, buddy. It's been 3 years, bro. It's time for me to move on and get on one of them dating sites. Is Tinder still a thing? Honestly, even if it was a month of her being gone instead of 3 years, I wouldn't go. She told me herself, do not come get her.
Exactly a month. I might go to the state and call the police and be like, hey, this is where my wife is at. She sent me this message here. Here's the message. You see this? It's a message. It's real. Go in there. Cause I'm not. If that don't work, I'm making a TikTok series about it. I'm going viral saying the police won't help my wife.
Tangatea Bubble Tea donated £5. I ship Xander and Marcus, and we haven't seen Marcus all chat disappointed probably because he is making out with Xander.
Oh no, not Marcus. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyways. That's what's happening though. I'm going to Louisiana. Ordering a hotel nearby, calling the police. Police don't want to do nothing. I'm making a whole TikTok series, going viral. I'm uploading the video that my wife sent me to TikTok. Everything. I'm abusing the talk. They're gonna do something. Who is Marcus? You just had to be there, bro. You just had to be there. Oh.
And as the respectful husband that I am, if the missus tells me to not go get her, I ain't going. Because if I did, that's called stepping over her boundaries, fellas. Take notes, take notes. But let's say I did go. I did go to the creepy plantation mansion. What would happen then? Well, I would immediately die. Because the second we do find our wife, she turns on us because she's infected or whatever,
and then she stabs
chops off our hand. This is ridiculous. Really? 3 years of marriage and I come save you and this is how you repay me? I took you to Cheesecake Factory. And I know we get our hands stitched back on, but the mental damage is already done. Plus, I don't know how much of that green juice is really gonna help with the broken ribs she gave me earlier after throwing me into that wall. Resident Evil 7, I'm not surviving, sadly. Farthest I get is that fight with that sack lady.
The thing is, I am surviving because I'm not participating in the stupid actions that Ethan participates in. I'm not Ethan. I'm smarter. Ethan's an idiot. I'm not.
After that, I'm finished.
Amanda the Adventurer. Is that not just a game?
Now, this one may look all innocent and sweet, but hear me out. Amanda the Adventurer is about this old children's show revolving this girl named Amanda and her sidekick Willie. So think Dora, but instead of being Mexican, she's black, and instead of Boots being a monkey, he's a lame sheep. We find these VHS tapes of the show and watch a few episodes, and everything seems normal. But as we continue watching them, they start to get stranger and stranger until Amanda is straight up talking about death and threatening to turn Willie into lamb chops. And if we upset Amanda, that violence will be turned against us too.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Batman 464 cheered. X100. Can I have your green juice, Papa Waka pleading face?
What green juice are you talking about? Yeah, what do you mean by green? What do you know that I don't?
Xander Clark 20 cheered. X100. Legit don't play the tapes and you be aight.
That might be the first normal message Xander has ever done. Like, I don't think Xander has done a single normal message besides that one. Shout out Xander for being normal. Shout out Xander. Hold on. I wanna see you take them panties off. Just wanna take them panties off.
So we're dealing with some cursed tapes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's sort of like The Ring. And just like The Ring, I know the perfect solution. Maybe stop watching the tapes when stuff gets weird. Really though, how many times do you guys see Amanda intimidate Willie with her evil stares or have her genuinely tweaking out when you get an answer wrong before you decide, yeah, maybe leave the mystery solving to the detectives? I couldn't even watch Danger Dolan for too long before getting scared, so I know from experience that creepy video stuff ain't my jam. But let's just say for funsies, I watched everything.
I'm not gonna lie.
We all know I'm not solving the mysteries.
I would be
99 cents. Can I see shirt?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be the type to keep watching because I don't think the horror videos are that scary. The reason why you can't see the shirt is because I got orange juice on it. But I mean, like, I bit into the orange juice, squirted out. And yeah, very, very unfortunate. But yeah, I'll definitely keep watching. If I ever saw that gargoyle looking thing pull up on me though, I'm wetting myself.
So the tall, lanky monster version of Amanda comes after me. What then? Well, judging by the physique of this thing, it doesn't look like it will be that tough to combat. Yeah, it is rocking them British veneers and some gnarly acrylics, but that pelvic bone is giving off a lot of malnourished energy. I don't know what it is. I got it weighing at most $1.80. And yeah, I know it's fast and all,
not no
but with them flimsy...
There is no way this thing is $1.80. I'm not gonna lie. It could be 100 pounds.
Joints, all I gotta do is hit them with a little... right to the knee and bada boom bada bing. That's a win for me.
Silent Hill 2.
Now this one may seem insanely difficult, but like I said for the last one, just hear me out. In Silent Hill 2, we follow this blonde dude named James who, after receiving a letter from his deceased wife, damn, we got a lot of X's in this video, what's going on? He goes to Silent Hill, this town engulfed in fog with monsters everywhere.
Why would he go to this place if the wife is deceased? He got a message from his deceased wife. That don't make sense. That made no sense. I'm not going. I like, well, you're dead. I'm not. Why would I go?
Creepy buildings and blah 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 blah. I know what y'all are here for. Y'all want to know if I can defeat the big bad in this one. Pyramid Head. Dude with a massive pyramid on his head, holding a big sword. Super scary looking dude. Like when I saw the 06 movie, which in my opinion is it's not that bad. The sound of that siren and the image of Pyramid Head were burned into my mind. But now after looking back and after playing the original Silent Hill 2, this dude is not on anything. He's like those muscle heads who don't know how to fight. Just all appearance, no skill. Like, look at this gameplay.
He looked cool though. Are you serious?
Come on, bro. You got to keep it a buck.
Are
It's just scary
serious?
to you. He can have all the menacing energy in the world, but the second he swings,
he's
he
all
loses
aura?
all of it. I could easily
He's just
run
all
away
aura?
or even walk away with a dude swinging like this, but let's say it is the movie version of him or the remake version. I haven't played it yet, but I assume he has better hands than this one. What are my chances then? Well, 100%. Because the thing about Pyramid Head is he's not even real. He's a figment of James's imagination after feeling all that guilt for killing his wife. And if I'm in
He
control
killed
of
her?
James's body in this situation,
$4.99.
He killed her?
Smash.
James? James or the pyramid? James or the pin? Wait, what are you talking about? No, what are you? But what are you?
after feeling all that guilt for killing his wife. And if I'm in control of James's body in this situation, I don't have a shred of guilt. It wasn't my wife that got killed, so I won't be manifesting or whatever any of these monsters, this creepy environment, and most importantly,
So this
I
is
won't
all
be
just an
manifesting
imagination?
Pyramid Head. It's that easy. Come on now. Come on now. Now, if he was real.
He's still
As you
moving
guys
slow.
can see though, once again, I survived and maintained my record of... What is my record in these videos? Can one of y'all find that out for me? Comment down below any of the ones you guys think I was wrong or right
The
about.
only game I could see myself losing in is any game where like you spawn in the middle of all the BS. But most of the games you're going to the BS. You know what I mean? You're going to the insane asylum. You're going to see your wife after 3 years and after a message she said don't come to you. You know what I mean? If I spawn in the nonsense though, I probably have like a 95.86% win record, you know what I mean? The back rooms, like the thing with the back rooms is that nothing is gonna catch up to me. Point blank period. Like I'm outrunning
Danny
everything in the
Thompson
back
donated
rooms.
$4.99. Hey man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, especially since I'm thinking about those black rooms. Oh, the black rooms. Oh, thank you, Derek, for the wonderful videos. All right, so we learned about concubines. We learned about which horror games I would easily survive in. So now we have extreme environments that give you superpowers. We have celebrity car tier list. We have the world's deadliest theme parks. Why does fentanyl feel so good? I've actually been holding off on this one video, which kind of goes with everything else we've been.
Helena donated $4.99. I'm outrunning everything. All right, buddy.
Yeah, what did I say that was crazy? Yeah, I'm outrunning them all. What did I say that was crazy though? Did I say anything that was crazy? Like, does that not make sense? Making serial killers adorable. Beneath the trees where nobody sees. That sounds like a video I'm gonna have to watch by myself. I don't think y'all would care about that, but that sounds extremely interesting to me. Most hated and most loved YouTube animated. Goodness gracious, there's hated animators? Okay. Y'all are saying Fent and the car one. Hold up. Okay, then we're gonna go Fenter car. Which one are we going with? Okay, chat. Twitch is saying Fent, so we're gonna go with Fent. Why does fentanyl feel so good?
Fentanyl must be amazing. Loads of people
Hey, that's a great start.
give up on everything that makes life good for it. Their loved ones, any other possessions or pursuits, homes, their dignity, and even their lives. But actually, fentanyl is garbage heroin, inferior in every single way but one.
Oh. Oh, so you mean we gotta be on the Hero? That's what we need to be doing. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's the perfect drug for dealers. And while we hear a lot about how deadly fentanyl is, many people it kills are not even fentanyl addicts. It's truly the dumbest drug to ruin your life for. Let's learn what fentanyl does to you, what it feels like, and why it's so much lamer than heroin.
So wait, he's just making... Wait, we're just dissing the fence. That's what this is? Just, hey, this is whack. You need to do this other way. Like, that's what it sounds like.
Pain and pleasure. Maybe the two most important forces that guide our survival are pain and pleasure.
Okay.
Pain may be the most visceral physical experience. A claw ripping your flesh, a bone cracking.
No.
Rejection eating your soul.
My heart.
Pain can be scary and unbearable.
No.
It's the strongest signal our bodies have to make us avoid harm.
Okay.
Pleasure is what makes life good because it feels, well, amazing.
Yeah.
Eating things that are sweet or high fat, having
yes.
sex, or opening another booster pack with your friends.
Oh, yes, the booster
Anything
packs. He said have what?
Or high fat, having sex.
That's disgusting. Who would want that? Yuck. Ew, can I get an ill spam in the chat? Ew.
Or opening another booster pack with your friends. Anything that makes you feel pleasure makes you want to do it again. These two opposing forces guide you through life.
Okay.
Pain shouts, "Stop, this is bad." Pleasure cheers, "More, do that again." But while they are opposites, they're also linked. Sometimes our body needs to end pain and create pleasure at the same time. After giving birth, pain gets toned down and the mother is showered in happy hormones so she can bond with the newborn child.
Okay.
During an intense hunt, the hunter forgets the physical exhaustion and minor injuries. Both are technically not great experiences, but need to be repeated for our survival. And nature invented a powerful mechanism to achieve this.
Adrenaline?
The mighty opioid receptor.
Oh,
It's like a keyhole on the neurons that control pain and pleasure.
Okay.
If activated, it reduces pain and how much you care about pain, and it creates pleasure and good feelings. The details are complex and not relevant for this story.
It sure isn't. Thank you. Please don't go into the details because any more and I will not be able to follow.
What you need to know is that any molecule that can fit into an opioid receptor like a key is called an opioid.
Okay.
Opioids are extremely powerful, so when your body uses natural opioids like endorphins when you laugh, it releases only a tiny amount exactly where they're needed.
All right.
So the effects are mild and localized. Your sprained ankle feels better, a painful memory subsides, you get a boost of happiness meeting an old friend.
Yay!
And now we're getting to drugs. Humans
That looked like something I can produce. What was that?
found opioids in nature like morphine and were quite taken by them.
Okay.
They got refined into a whole family of drugs used in hospitals and to relieve patients that are in immense pain. Codeine,
sense.
OxyContin, Vicodin, and of course, heroin.
Of
and the
course,
worst
you
of
can
all,
never forget the hero himself. Yes. Waka, YouTube is better, right? Waka likes Twitch better. Twitch is better. Oh, y'all are fighting between yourselves, and I didn't even say anything. Like, I didn't Twitch streams over YouTube. I didn't even do I did not even instigate. Y'all instigated y'all. Why y'all fighting amongst yourselves? Y'all supposed to be lovers. You know what I'm saying? Yin and yang. Y'all supposed to use tongue.
Xander Clark donated $5. Waka, I like to apologize for my past actions I regret. Okay, I don't regret my actions, but I'll like you to know I'll put no consideration to what I say.
Is that right?
CYX donated $4.99. Waka, can you news watch Kevin PLSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSSS games. Keep up your damn good.
Maybe later. By like later, I mean another day. It's time to stand up. My back is starting to hurt. Oh. 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 How do streamers do it? Just sit down all day? I can't.
Fentanyl. Before we can explain why fentanyl is the most garbage drug, we need to do something fun. Let's inject some heroin together. Ready?
What? So I don't think I can do that right now. Like, I get banned, but like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to so badly, like, sure. Thank you, Serenity George, for the sub.
Do something fun. Let's inject some heroin together. Ready?
Yes.
The supernova of pleasure.
Oh.
Heroin rushes through your entire body and flips every opioid receptor it finds. A rapid cascade of things happens everywhere all at once. A symphony of intense sensations.
Okay.
Every cell regulating pleasure is now high. Without their control, floodgates of happy hormones open and fill you up top to bottom with pure bliss.
So now we're happy.
A cup of coffee, a nectar of joy. This song you like, a celestial symphony.
So basically, we can enjoy things more.
From the center of the universe.
Oh, yes.
Wherever you felt pain before, from wounds or aching joints or menstrual cramps or loneliness
or
self-loathing, it's gone now. You are simply unable to feel pain or care about it anymore.
Oh, let's do it together, guys.
Like dimming the lights in a cozy room, your brain's alert system is put to sleep and you feel at ease, warm and serene. Any stress melts away and dissolves into a dreamlike haze. You're no longer worried or tense about anything.
Don't do drugs though. You know what I'm saying? He's making it sound fantastic, but don't do them for whatever reason. maybe that's just propaganda. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just propaganda. I'm about to go pick that tooth.
This even spreads to your essential organ.
Oh, yes! Fit! Yes! Yes! Fit! I did not get a toothpick. I did get yogurt, though. Oh, yes!
Got worried or tense about anything.
This is Harrow. This is Harrow, my fault.
This piece even spreads to your essential organs, slowing your breath, soothing and slowing your intestines.
No, not my poo shooter.
Your chest rises and falls like the gentle waves of a quiet shore. You're sailing a sea of calm and happiness that feels perfect and eternal. The full load of a strong opioid like heroin for the very first time is one of the most amazing feelings humans can experience.
Sorry. All right. So do you condone? Is he condoning?
Clark donated $5.
Because it sounds like he is.
Appreciate Waka for a sec. He is the best YouTuber FR.
Gawk. Thank you, Xander. Gawk. Thank you, Gawk.
For a few hours.
Xander Clark 20 cheered. X100. This YouTube commenters are annoying FR.
Xander is literally talking to himself. He's literally talking to himself. Xander, how bored are you?
Very first time is one of the most amazing feelings humans can experience. For a few hours, you're in heaven. And this is exactly the problem. Your brain is not equipped to handle anything like it. You feel too good.
Your brain is not equipped to feel happy that long. Your brain does not want you to feel that much joy. No. That's bad.
But nothing lasts forever, and now you're in trouble. You just experienced the best feeling you ever felt. Your brain's reward center is completely fried and can't comprehend what happened. If what you did felt this good, it has to be amazing for your survival, and you should do it again. Except you can never ever feel this good again. This will be your peak life moment forever. You may forever chase this feeling you had this very first time. And now you're back in the regular world. with your insecurities, where your knee hurts, regular tasting coffee, and having to work hard for happy hormones.
Dang it, man! Sometimes I wish I could just go and do it for my first time. One more time. Do it for the first time one more time, man. That's all I think of sometimes. I just want to do it again for the first time again.
Comparison is the thief of joy, and now you have your life to compare to a supernova of bliss. The indescribable feeling comes with a damage to your sense of life and self that may be irreparable.
Oh my God.
And this is not even the worst. Opioids
What's worse?
are incredibly addictive, and the addiction among the worst you can have. The supernova of pain.
No.
Once you've taken opioids a few times, your brain has had enough. The cells controlling pain and pleasure are constantly...
Okay, now this brain is going through it, bro. Like, let me say the name of the channel. Kurtz. That's I'm gonna call you Kurt. Kurt, your animation depiction is beautiful. Like
high and drowsy.
This is fantastic.
So it boosts them and makes them hyperactive. This happens very fast, sometimes after a few days of use. You've developed an opioid tolerance, toning down all the nice effects you're doing the drugs to achieve. To feel like before, you'll need way higher doses.
Oh no.
Now, you're at a crossroads.
Way
Quit
higher,
and have your
different
system go back to normal
harder.
fairly quickly, or keep going and take more. You take the wrong turn.
No.
Over the next few weeks, your brain keeps pushing back and you keep taking more. The effects are not quite what they were, but still mildly nice. Until one day,
This is why people, when they're on something like Hero, this is why they make such good music. Because they've never felt so good in their life. You're the first track you ever make when you're on Hero, it gotta be like no other. Gotta be like no other, bro.
you can't get opioids and realize your body is now your enemy. Your systems are so hyperactive that they make you feel the opposite of what is now your enemy. Your system...
That looks disgusting. That is a meat curtain. That's a meat curtain if I've ever seen one. Look, I've seen a lot of meat curtains in my day. This is the clitoris. No.
are so hyperactive that they make you feel the opposite of what the drug was doing. Welcome to withdrawal. It all starts with a creeping unease. Instead of being euphoric and happy, nothing feels good anymore. Your coffee is tasteless. Your favorite song...
So basically what he's saying is, if there's anything that you do, if you want to partake in any substance, only do it once. Because you'll never feel better than that one time. Do it one time, enjoy that one time, and then move on to the next one. And just do that next one once until you've tried everything. And then you just have to retire. That's basically what he sounded like. He sounded like he's trying to tell us to do. Which I don't condone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should do that, but that's what he's saying. For real.
lame. Your loved ones distant. A storm of negative emotions shatters your sea of calm. Serenity is replaced by anxiety and angst, like something terrible is imminent. Your worries, insecurities, and all the fears you suppressed aren't just back, but amplified into an existential crisis. You're so restless you can't sit still. Your heart is beating too fast. You shiver, sweat, hyperventilate. Your pain circuits are now oversensitive, so your bones and muscles ache and hurt for no reason. Old wounds, physical and mental, torture you. You have belly cramps and diarrhea and have...
So basically, after the first few times, it just turns into a form of self-harm. This is why... Man, this is why you have to stay away from these substances, guys. Oh my goodness, it's raining so hard, bro. Storming. Raining. Stomach. Paining. Oh my gosh, I gotta let it flow. What flow, Walker? Diarrhea, let it flow.
To vomit. You're too agitated to rest. A war inside your body that you can't escape.
Oh no.
And of course, there's the craving, screaming for you to make it stop. Your mind and body beg for a hit. You can be in this state for up to 2 weeks, or make it stop right away. Okay, so why not just take heroin forever and feel amazing always? The fun thing is that it doesn't work this way.
No!
You get tolerant to the nice effects like euphoria faster than to the bad ones like dangerously slow breathing. So it turns from touching the love center of the universe to...
Wait, so, I mean, I started breathing slow and, like, so I'm still breathing. Like, you know?
mostly drowsy numbness and relief from withdrawal. Now you don't take opiates to get to heaven, but to avoid hell. You're in a prison of your mind and body, unable to connect with all the things that could actually make you feel good. Opioid addiction is brutal and extremely hard to escape.
Never do drugs, kids.
It should be pretty clear that you need to be extremely careful with any opioids, and if you have the chance to do it for fun, just don't. There's a very real risk that your life might just be over, and that you'll go through hell. Now that we've seen the heaven and hell of heroin, we can get to fentanyl, the garbage drug. Fentanyl is really garbage heroin. Everything we just described is true in different intensities for most opioids. They can be great, all of them can be hell. Heroin is just sort of the strongest, except it isn't. Fentanyl is around 50 times more potent than heroin, but that doesn't mean 50 times more amazing. Is around 50 times more potent than heroin, but that doesn't mean 50 times more amazing. Quite the opposite. Fentanyl is extremely good at crossing the blood-brain barrier, the firewall that protects your brain from harmful substances. It enters your brain so easily that you get from 0 to extremely high almost instantly. But just as
I go 0 from 100 real quick. Real fucking quick.
fast as it enters, it leaves again. A heroin
CYX donated $4.99. Waka the Scion Warrior what's to want DBZ battles.
What are you talking about? What's to want? What? Bro, is that English? Was that English at all? Okay. Yep.
high can last 6 hours. One from fentanyl, it leaves again. A heroin high can last 6 hours. One from fentanyl can fade in minutes. Fentanyl doesn't feel as good as heroin. Instead of a supernova of bliss, you mostly get the black hole of nodding away. But it comes with all the withdrawal symptoms.
What?
As a bonus,
So
because
it's
fentanyl
mid.
acts so quickly on your brain, it fries your reward center even more, making it even more addictive than heroin.
So it's mid.
And since you only need so little of it, it's super easy to overdose and die by accident. It's the deadliest illegal drug in US history by far.
Oh. So here you have that. Oh, and look at Harrow. Look at this. Feels like Harrow propaganda. Look at Harrow, bro.
Never work between us as much as we want.
No, this gotta be Harrow propaganda.
Cause you're black.
Madsy donated $1. Hey Waka send feet pics PLZ.
Stop talking to me, bro. Stop talking to me, bro. Watch Sister Leveling. I do need to watch Sister Leveling. Thanks for reminding me. I wasn't gonna watch it until I got my solo leveling video one up. Y'all, I can watch Sister Leveling now. I just need to know what order to watch it. I go 0 from 100 real quick. Real, get off of my tip. I go.
Between 2013 and 2023, it killed about 400,000 Americans.
Jesus!
Fentanyl really is garbage heroin. Too dangerous, too intense, too addictive, too little fun. But then why are so many people taking it?
Is it easy
Well,
to get?
actually, nobody wants to. Fentanyl is not for users, it's for dealers. The house always wins. Fentanyl is a drug dealer's dream. One truckload could supply the entire US for 1 year. It's cheap to make and easy to smuggle. Heroin needs plants and fields and way more space.
Okay.
We could never be.
Because you're black.
Madsy donated $1. No, I've waited so long to talk to you. Send pics now, baby girl.
Anyways.
So garbage fentanyl just took over the heroin supply.
Donated
It might
$5. They got a compilation for sister leveling. I think you should watch it next video.
Yogurt, it tastes so good. Why does it taste so good? Eating it up. Yep. I'm eating it. Love.
base. So garbage fentanyl just took over the heroin supply.
Okay.
It might have seemed great for heroin addicts at first, and then its trap snapped close. While some people may seek out fentanyl specifically, several studies have found that most opioid users try to avoid it. Even worse, a lot of people who die from fentanyl don't take it willingly.
Yep, they don't know it
Dealers
is.
want people to come back for their product, and by adding a tiny trace of fentanyl to any drug, they can make it more addictive.
Yeah.
Even if people don't realize.
It could never be! 'Cause you're black.
Madsy donated $1. What cream you eating, baby girl? Can I get some? Trade for feet pics? Finna send them? You should laughing face.
Trace of fentanyl to any drug, they can make it more addictive. Even if people don't realize they took an opioid, they'll feel its effects.
Oh yeah, they will.
So dealers started to mix all kinds of drugs with fentanyl, turning the entire US drug market into a minefield where any trip can be your last. Because way too often, they put a bit too much in their mixes. In 2022, the combination with pills, often counterfeit oxycodone and benzodiazepines, accounted for about 20% of all fentanyl deaths. In 2023, the US authorities seized 115 million pills with fentanyl. 70% contained a lethal dose. About half of fentanyl overdoses came where you expected the least, from stimulants like cocaine and meth. A lot of people may have taken...
I don't think you would suspect fent being in other drugs the least. I didn't know what he was gonna say by that. Like I thought he was gonna say sprinkled in drinks or something. You know what I mean?
These mixes on purpose, but many others just wanted to party and weren't ready for an opioid surprise. This is especially dangerous because if you've never tried opioids, you can overdose very easily.
Oh no.
Fentanyl really has no upsides outside medical use. For dealers and cartels, it means easy profit. For users, it means a worse opioid addiction and a worse life. For people who would never ever try it, it can be a death sentence they didn't see coming. No matter how alluring they are, using opioids even in safe settings is playing with fire on the best of days. Fentanyl is a garbage drug that turns this fire into a raging furnace, increasing the risk of death massively. There's really only one conclusion to draw here. If you have the choice, don't step into the supernova of pleasure. Because
if you have the choice, don't do the drugs. That's what it all comes down to. Don't do. Put the drugs down.
It could never be! 'Cause you're black.
Madsy donated $1. Okay, it'll leave you alone, but will this be on YouTube later, princess?
It's on
I
YouTube
need a
right
nap.
now. It's on YouTube right now, but will this video be uploaded to the live channel? Probably. When will it be uploaded to the live channel? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Cause you never know. I might just take a break from streaming, bro. I might become a full-time tuber. Oh. I might go to full-time tube and stream once a week. If that. Yeah, that sounds lit, right? That sounds lit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna leave becoming the pro streamers to Blu-ray and Sala. It seems like it's a little bit more up to their alley. I might start doing crazy studio videos, like the first one to laugh after getting their feet tickles wins $10,000. Yeah. The last one to laugh though. Now the last one to laugh. Why not become a VTuber? You know what I mean? You know, well, hey Walker, you should come to North Carolina. Well, you see. Funny thing is, no, I do want a VTuber model. I 100% like. I think it would be a blast to have just a VTuber channel, like 2-3 times a month, just VTubing. I'm a cute. That just sounds, you know what I'm saying? Nobody in the VTuber space knows me. Just comes out of nowhere to start talking, just nonsensical. But you know they're expensive. Which is why to be a VTuber, bro, you can't be broke. Like VTubers had a bag before they were tubing. They had to, because it's too much of an investment. Walker, you should be a stripper. YouTube video called I Became a Stripper. I became a stripper for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's not like a hit though, right? That's not like a hit. Yo, would you watch? I became a male stripper for 24 hours, bro. That's a ridiculous video.
Danger of it turning into a supernova of pain is
You
just
should do a
too...
collab with Kenji. Every clip I've seen of Kenji, he's been hilarious. Mr. Beast coded? Nah, Mr. Beast doesn't go far enough. I do a challenge. You have to stay in this room for 10 days. If you lose 20 pounds, $500,000. If you don't lose 20 pounds, you die. You know what I mean? You have to jump in this pit of spikes.
Because the danger of it turning into a supernova of pain is just too high. Getting to the root of an issue requires looking at all sides and thinking critically about the information we consume.
Okay.
In today's world, interesting thing for your information, ground news in the first place. Go to ground.news
groundnews.kin
or scan the QR code to...
Yep, or scan the code. Shout out Cayenne for this beautiful video on why you should not do drugs. All right, they also have a Patreon, you know what I'm saying? You always check out the Patreon. Beautiful, beautiful creative video. Play Class of 09 flip side. Oh, I do need to play that. I'll play it next year. You know what I mean? I'll give it a shout next year. Okay. Let's see. I put the world's deadliest theme parks like in the title, so we definitely need to watch this video so that I don't have to change the title. I don't feel like changing the title of the stream, so we definitely need to watch this video. And then we'll see. We'll try to get to sister leveling. All right, we'll speed run through this video. Y'all know I'm just not going to talk that much. You know, that's easy for me. I can just sit back and I can just mute it. I can go mute if need be, you know?
Maddie Goblin Child Jasket donated $9.99.
What's up?
Make a stream where you watch the guy who ate the world. Biggest man and woman food in a day. Watch the neck avocado food for the whole entire day.
Don't know what you're blabbering about. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I became a prostitute for 24 hours. Hold up. Oh my gosh. Play butchery on Roblox. I need to get a Roblox game list. In fact, I'm gonna start a Roblox game list right now. Shout out Roblox games. Shout out Roblox games. I love that Forsaken. Okay. Okay, so I need to beat Poop Tycoon. That's one thing for sure. I need to beat Poop Tycoon, so I need to get back on that. Forsaken. Pressure.
One CV Leos donated $4.99. My feet itching.
Race Around the World. Already got total drama. Homesickness. Dark Divers. Dark Divers. Carnage. The Curse. Outlaster. Outlaster. Not Lander, Laster. Bro. BBL Legends. Way what outpost? What? Flee the facility. Flee the facility. Basketball Zero. Okay, let me say the names of the games I got right now, right? So I have Poop Tycoon, Total Drama, football Roblox game, Forsaken, Pressure, Race Around the World, Homesickness, Dark Divers, Carnage, The Curse, Outlaster, Flee the Facility, Basketball Zero. Are those good? Put an H in the chat if they're good. Put an N in the chat if they're not. H in the chat if those are good. N in the chat if they're not. A whole lot of H's. Okay. Seems like most people are satisfied. I'm not doing Doors because Doors does not entertain me. I think Pressure is like 10 times better. Okay, yeah, most people like what we got going on. Grow a Garden. I'm not playing that. Bro, we did a stream on it. That thing was boring. Nothing was going on. I was literally just planting. If I wanted to plant, I'd do a simulator game.
Games, you should do Bloody Debt. Don't do Forsaken.
Is that valid? Blood Debt? Is Blood Debt valid?
One CV Leos donated $9.99. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I have to always go with the OG, bro. Cars. Cars 1. Easily. If I were to do recent movie, well, it depends what recent is. My favorite horror movie series is Scream. I can't think of my favorite. I can't think of a movie. I love Surf's Up. I love Surf's Up, bro. Chicken Little. Yo, I love Chicken Little, bro. Chicken Little, dog. Everybody loves Kung Fu. That's not one of my favorites, though. It's cool. It's not one of my favorites. I can't think. Blood Debt is better than Forsaken. What if I just play both? What if I make a Roblox day a week? We just have a Roblox day. Not on YouTube though. It's gonna be a Twitch exclusive Roblox day. All right, let's go. The world's deadliest theme park, the story of Action Park.
Between 1978 and 1997, there was a theme park like no other.
Yeah. Ah!
An infamous experiment that injured thousands, hospitalized hundreds, and killed half a dozen.
The most dangerous theme park of all time. The owner was like, I'm not going to hassle the kids with a bunch of rules. I'm just going to leave safety up to them.
Eugene Mulvihill's Action Park was a huge...
Wait, not period. Not period. That's actually not good. Okay, guys. That's not good at all.
Popular and much loved New Jersey attraction, remembered fondly for its experimental and thrilling rides, but also for ending in bankruptcy, scandal, and tragedy.
Jesus.
A lot of people got hurt over there. As you can see, it was like extreme sports. They nicknamed it Traction Park.
A slight alteration of its official slogan sums
Have
it
y'all
up
heard of
quite
Action
well.
Park?
Action Park, where you're the center of the accident.
Yeah,
in today's video,
that's how
we're
it
going to
should be.
dive into the strange world of America's deadliest amusement park. On the 26th of May,
Are y'all
1970,
really fans of amusement parks? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I haven't went to an amusement park in years. I might head to Florida. Go to something out there. You know what I'm saying? Something slight. Might go to something in Virginia. Go check out True God in Virginia. We might mess around and let me stop.
28, businessman Eugene Mulvihill stood admiring a creation he hoped would transform his business forever. Gene, as he was known, owned a company called Great American Recreation, which crucially operated a ski resort in the Vernon Valley and Great Gorge skiing areas of Vernon Township, New Jersey. Gene really wanted to address an inevitable difficulty of running a ski resort business. During the summer off-season, when the snow has long disappeared, your resort turns into little more than a regular grass hill. And as the snow goes, so does a significant majority of your business. Ski resorts had for some time been experimenting with opening summer attractions to make the land bring in revenue during this off-season. And Gene wanted to do the same. Following the example of other resorts, in 1976 he installed a 2,700-foot alpine slide down one of the steeper trails, and by 1978 added 2 water slides and a go-kart track. The result was a collection of attractions that became known as Vernon Valley Summer Park, which would open that May. This made it one of the first water parks in America, and over the following 2 decades,
if a kid falls off of this, bro, they might get a concussion.
Let's be for real.
A kid definitely can't get on this, bro. They're gonna get slung, head banged against the walls back and forth.
Over the following 2 decades, would grow to 75 separate rides under its rebranded name Action Park. But as well as its massive size, Action Park was unique in one very particular way. As his son Andy Mulvihill put it, Gene didn't want to do the same old shit, where you just get strapped into something or it twirls around. He wanted to take the idea.
He said, "I don't want my people to be safe." That's basically what they said. They said, "Hey, I don't want y'all to be safe. I want there to be a chance where y'all get a concussion. Maybe some of y'all do need to hit up in the hospital."
Of skiing, which is exhilarating because you control the action, and transfer it into an amusement park. There's inherent risk in that, but that's what made it fun. This simple philosophy of putting the guest in control made the park hugely successful, but would also become its biggest controversy.
Some people don't need free reign
Action
of being
Park's
told to do whatever
first
they want.
ride was coincidentally one of its all-time most dangerous. The 2,700-foot sledding track was constructed out of a mixture of concrete, fiberglass, and asbestos. Patrons would slide down the winding track on a small sled using only a handbrake to slow their descent. Injuries were atrociously frequent as patrons were sent down without much prior warning of the high likelihood their sled could jump the tracks on tight corners if they failed to apply the required amount of braking.
I mean, you can see it though. Like, you can see that's the problem. What do you mean I can jump out the track? Hello? Shouldn't somebody tell me that? Do I need to sign a waiver to ride this?
Or lean to distribute their weight properly. Owing to poor maintenance practices, the sled's braking system would really only offer 2 settings, extremely slow, and a speed described by a former employee as death awaits. The result was patrons, usually wearing only bathing suits and most definitely without any helmets or protection, would regularly be thrown off their sled, suffering severe abrasions and broken limbs. Between 1984 and 1985, the slide alone was responsible for 14 fractures and 26 head injuries. In
Jesus.
fact, it's reported that at the end of a busy day, staff would find certain sections of the slide coated in a reddish sheen of blood and shredded skin.
Okay, guys. Today, let's do our daily cleanup of the dead skin on the ride. You know, there's a little bit of blood on the middle of the track. Nothing too crazy. There's going to be some blood over there as well. This is a normal thing. The clients love the pain. They get a thrill from the pain. So we don't need to worry about it. Just go clean that up off the slide. Thank you.
Staff kept a magic potion of 70% alcohol and 10% iodine on hand to spray down severely carpet-burned patrons. An employee was ejected at such a high velocity that the resulting injury...
Pause approximately 202 donated $4.99.
Is that all you had to say? What, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Huh? You must... You must think you're better than me.
Burned patrons. An employee was ejected at such a high velocity that the resulting injury gouged the back of his legs and butt so badly that he needed 200 stitches. And
you worked there. Come on, man.
Finally, just to add insult to injury, because the Alpine slide travelled directly under the park's former ski lift, those riding would routinely get spat or urinated on from above. The slide was
Why are they getting peed on? Why? No, because what do you mean routinely? They're... But who is doing, like, what do you mean, like, what do you mean routine, like who's just whipping it out and going,
located at the Alpine Centre, one of the three main sections of Action Park, the other two being Motor World and Water World, which house the vast...
Tilda Wolf on pause approximately 202 donated $4.99. I'm sorry, don't kidnap me loudly crying.
You weren't going to. I wasn't even thinking about that, but now since you put it in my head, now I'm kind of thinking about it though. Like, why did you say that? No, I wasn't thinking about it, but now I'm thinking like maybe that's the move, girl. Maybe that's the move. Golly, bro.
Jojo Fox 19 VR donated $4.99.
What's up?
Hi, Master.
Don't talk to me. Yeah, we don't need no further communication. Yeah. We've said enough to each other. We've said plenty.
Majority of the park's rides. The nearby skateboard park was closed after only a single season due to
Big Moose _M cheered. X100. Dear Waka, what can I do for you to friend me in Roblox? My name is Big Moose _M. I need to get that bragging privilege.
Let's see. I think a small donation about like $756. Yeah, that something light like that. Something light like that. Waka, when you gonna do another unboxing video? Soon enough. I actually was supposed to have a video similar to that out, but one of the things I ordered has been taking all day and all night, so I'm about to just do the video without it.
202 donated $9.99. Take more of my money. 3.
You should keep your money to yourself. I don't want no one else donating besides Big Moose.
CYX donated $4.99. Waka, when can I come out your basement?
Who said you could? Like, I don't even know why you had that thought process. Don't think you can ever get out, buddy. That's not part of the plan. SARS. Yes, I remember you, SARS.
to inadequate build quality. The skating bulls were separated from each other by pavement, which in many cases did not match the height of the bull edge, meaning boards would get stuck on the lip. A former employee commented it was responsible for so many injuries that we covered it up with dirt and pretended it never happened. And in fact, some of the rides were so dangerous they never even managed to open to the public at all. The Bailey Ball was such an attraction, essentially a
You cannot say that doesn't look like someone could die in that. That looks like, bro, that looks like a spaceship, an alien. I don't know, bro. That might just be a giant's bead for their buttocks. A giant's booty bead, bro. What is that? A bomb? Look like an underwater mine.
Large steel sphere with industrial roller wheels bolted all around the outside, creating what can only be described as a replica World War II era anti-submarine mine. The idea was a human rider would be secured inside and rolled downhill on a PVC pipe track. However, when
they are crazy for that idea. Who they are insane for that thought.
State inspector arrived to see the ball in action. The summer heat had expanded the piping, causing the ball, with a man inside it, to fly off the tracks, rolling down the steep slope uncontrolled and traveling straight through the parking lot across Route 94 and finally coming to rest in a swamp. It said that the inspector watched silently as the ball came to a rest before promptly leaving without saying a word. Management abandoned this masterpiece. After the first season, in 1978, Gene sought to expand his park, believing the best way to do this was, quote, by legalizing drunk driving in a collection of attractions known as Motor World. The first ride of
because where did he get his money from? Why does he have money? He only has money because of the ski resort thing? Man said, okay, yeah. Make everyone take 5 shots before they get into a vehicle. Everyone must take 5 shots. Waka, what do you think the scariest product you opened was? The Mickey Mouse product, because the sawdust could legitimately get you sick. That one easily. I didn't expect for all that sand to be leaking out immediately.
Here was the Grand Prix track, featuring 3/4 size Formula 1 races that could travel at over 50 miles per hour. If that wasn't concerning enough, the park operated an alcohol drinks bar only a few meters away. Patrons would ride these races drunk and
look
often
at how
underage.
Look at how tight this track is, bro.
Using a fake driver's license. One employee actually broke into the park in the middle of the night, stole a Lola Racer, and disabled its inbuilt speed limiter before taking it for a joyride down Route 94. Police reportedly pursued the employee at over 90 miles per hour for several miles before he was apprehended.
Sorry. What? What? Do I remember Cooking Companions? Yeah. He disabled the limiter and took it on the freeway. He was just a bad person to begin with, though. Walker, what made you start streaming? I got tired of being banned on TikTok. So I was like, I need to go somewhere where I can't keep on getting banned. That's pretty much how I got here.
Similar to the Lola races were the super go-karts. Drivers were not required to present a license here, which would not be so concerning were it not for the fact that the inbuilt speed limiter could be disabled by wedging in a tennis ball, enabling patrons to fly around at speeds reaching 50 miles an hour. A particularly unique injury that would occur here is that because the carts ran on petrol engines, the fume inhalations would regularly make patrons sick, and sometimes the gas caps would fly off the carts as people drove along, splashing out the liquid fuel and hitting drivers further behind. In a kind of Mario Kart style attack. The super speedboats suffered a very similar issue.
Donated $4.99. Waka, when are you going to react to another Corey X Kenshin video?
I'm not.
Tamer attraction nearby called bumper boats took the idea of hitting cars into each other and then put that on water. The problem was not with the bumper boats ride itself, more that patrons would treat the faster super speed boats as bumper boats, smashing the flimsy boats into each other at excessive speeds. Anyone too tall would have to dangle their legs over the side, and you can imagine just how regularly this caused lower extremity fractures. The engine fumes also coated the lake water in a kind of oily sheen, burning and irritating guests unlucky enough to fall into the water after a high speed.
Of course they got this fit hunk of a man in the picture, bro. Look at him. I'm talking every you can see every muscle pulsating. Get his off my screen, bro. Pissing me off. Get normal people.
Collision. Petrol-induced delirium was the reward for anyone who managed to stay inside the boat. And finally, another noteworthy attraction for Motorworld was one of the park's most popular attractions called Battle Action Tanks, featuring little mobile tanks that fired tennis balls from a cannon. If you shot another tank's hit point, it would temporarily disable movement, and static cannons placed on the arena's perimeter also allowed guests standing outside to fire in. This particular attraction was one of the staff's least favourite to guard because of the high likelihood of getting pelted with tennis balls that would fire at over 90 miles an hour while trying to perform maintenance of getting pelted with tennis balls that would fire at over 90 miles an hour while...
Is he saying 90 or 19? It gotta be 19, because if it's 90 they get knocked out. Gotta be 19
while trying to perform maintenance in the area. But finally, the most loved and most infamous section of rides were gathered into an area known as Waterworld. Undoubtedly the most...
Am I going to not? He's saying 90. That's ridiculous. Am I going to binge another anime? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro. Copyright for that. Like, I'm like, the Solo Leveling video could get taken down tomorrow just because like they don't like 0.3 seconds of a scene and then it takes the whole video down. Like I don't know, bro.
Underscore is underscore bisexual underscore 11 cheered. X1000 monkey.
Infamous section of rides were gathered into an area known as Waterworld. Undoubtedly the most dangerous, these were the rides that would ultimately lead to the tragic downfall of Action Park. Probably the single most recognizable of all these rides was the Cannonball Loop, a fully enclosed water slide with a unique, completely vertical loop at the end. You tend not to see these at water parks for the perhaps unsurprising reason that...
Is your name inspired by Benny Maru's nickname from Fire Force? Fire Force is garbage. I would never get influenced by that. What are we talking about? Why would I get influenced by a garbage show? What are we... Come on now. Come on. Come on. We gotta be better than that. We gotta be better than that.
At the end. You tend not to see these at water parks for the perhaps unsurprising reason that shooting people out of a vertical loop is not necessarily conducive to their survival. The ride itself was built kind of by the eyeball, using some nearby car factory workers who had recently been made redundant as labour. When the first test dummies went down, it was reported that one came back missing its head. To convince real humans to go down, the park offered employees $100, and eventually Eugene's son Andy was the first person to do so, but in full hockey protective gear. This ride suffered from an inevitable problem of physics. If a human body was either too light or too heavy, they often wouldn't have the right momentum to safely clear the loop and would get stuck at the top, crashing down on either side. Nosebleeds and facial and back injuries were extremely common, so much so that the ride was only open for a single month before the state's advisory board forced it shut.
A month? They had 30 days to it. That's how you know that ride was a danger to society, bro. A month?
Considering it too dangerous. Some early riders were even coming back with lacerations to their bodies, and when the ride was closed to determine what caused this, teeth that had been knocked out of previous riders' mouths were now lodged in the foam-lined interior walls, slicing open the next riders as they passed through. But the Cannonball Loop was by far from the only crazy installation. The Tarzan swing was a steel arch suspended from a cable over a spring-fed natural pool. Patrons waited in long lines for the chance to swing out and jump off into the water below.
See people hitting each other in the water 100 times over, bro. I can see people just landing on people in the water.
Because this spring was fed by mountain water, the temperature rarely exceeded 50 degrees, a fact most only came to appreciate as their bodies immediately went into hypothermic shock upon entering the water, where they would need immediate rescue after being unable to pull themselves back out.
Whose idea was this?
Lizard Bean underscore 2016
10
donated
degrees Celsius.
$9.99. You should react to the latest episodes of the Skibbity Toilet.
How is Skibby Toilet not over yet? Like, why is it still going on?
If you held on for too long, you risked crashing into the concrete platform at the far side of the pool, something that broke many ankles and toes, but that's just a skill issue really. In fact, unsuspected danger was a prevalent theme of Waterworld. At the Aquascoot, patrons would skim across a shallow pool of water only slightly deeper than a puddle in places, using a plastic sled in the same manner as skipping a stone over a lake. However, if you lean too far forward or back, the edge of the sled would bite into the water, catapulting the rider's head directly forward into the shallow puddle, resulting in serious injuries. Even if you avoided this, often the attendant would have already let the next rider down, slamming straight into the back of you. The collection of raft-based artificial whitewater rides were also notoriously dangerous. Roaring Rapids was built to look like a natural river, complete with jagged rocks and sharp overhangs that fractured femurs, collarbones, and dislocated.
I'm not gonna lie though, that does look like a blast though. Binge Clone High after Total Drama. Bro, we're watching Invincible after Total Drama. We're not binging no Clone High.
Knees and shoulders. One of the courses featured a toilet bowl which flushed riders down into a dark tunnel. A tunnel lined with foam padding that would often tear away from the walls, narrowing the hole and causing human riders to clog the toilet. Attendants would then have to quickly turn off the water supply to stop those congested patrons from drowning. Surf Hill was another infamous attraction. Patrons would slide down a wet sloped surface on foam mats at high speed, landing in a very shallow puddle. The barriers between lanes were minimal and people frequently collided with each other on the way down or at the end. The 7th lane was known as the backbreaker due to a special bump midway intended to allow jumps and splashdowns into a larger puddle. It also had a reputation for causing serious injury, but both employees...
Wacko, what race are you smashing the hardest? Okay, I do. Now look. As a history, I do have love for most races. It's just some races I cannot get behind whatsoever, right? But the race I definitely smashed the hardest would have to be the 200 meter, right? The 400 meter is hard, but like it's something fun about that hard. The 100 is kind of boring, but that 200 meter, that is where my heart lies. I would smash, I would do something crazy to that 200 meter.
And spectators much loved this ride for one very particular quirk. You see, Surf Hill was especially good at separating women from their bikini tops. Women would stand up at the end of the surf.
When you hear 200 meters, the first thing you think of is swimming, not track. What? Swimming reference?
Good at separating women from their bikini tops. Women would stand up at...
LizardBean_2016 donated $9.99. Have you watched all 3 Sonic movies? And if you have, what do you rate them?
Don't come in here talking about Sonic. Have you watched all 3 Sonic? No! Not watching one. I'm not watching their show. I'm not playing their games. Sonic? Gotta go fast. I only need one fast boy in my life, and that's Lightning McQueen, bro. F Sonic.
Was especially good at separating women from their bikini tops. Quirk. Both employees and spectators. It also special bump midway intended to allow jumps and splashdowns into a larger puddle. It also had a reputation for causing serious injury, but both employees and spectators much loved this ride for one very particular quirk. You see, Surf Hill was especially good at separating women from their bikini tops. Women would stand up at the end of the surf and, disorientated from hitting the plastic ridges at high speed, wouldn't realize that they had emerged significantly less covered than they began the ride. A nearby snack bar was installed specifically to take advantage of this view.
They set up a snack bar just to see. That's so crazy, bro. Where's proof of that claim, bro? You could be lying, bro. I just need one clip.
But a single ride stood out from all the others. A ride so deadly it quickly became known by employees as the Grave Pool. The tidal wave pool opened at the start of Action Park's 1981 season.
Younger,
the pool was 100 feet.
Thank you, Dark Phoenix, for joining the knitters. The knitters. Play Warframe. Warframe is cool, but like, what am I gonna do? What are y'all gonna watch me do on Warframe? I used to love Warframe, bro. I used to love Warframe. I was on Warframe heavy, but it's just like, there's no end point to the game. You can just like play it forever, and that's like,
Opened at the start of Action Park's 1981 season. The pool was 100 feet wide and 250 feet long and could hold 500 to 1,000 people at once. This was a seriously large and deep wave pool. The waves were generated by underwater machines for 20 minutes at a time with 10-minute breaks and could reach a whopping 1 meter high. The comparative calm of the water in break periods and could reach a whopping 1 underwater machines for 20 minutes at a time with 10 minutes.
Is this dangerous?
Blizzard Bean
This is like it could be dangerous.
It
breaks and could
$4.99. Why are you bringing back Saturday Night?
I didn't say I was bringing it back. I didn't say nothing about that. I asked if I should. I didn't say I was. You know how I get down.
Waves were generated by underwater machines for 20 minutes at a time with 10-minute breaks and could reach a whopping 1 meter high. The comparative calm of the water in break periods contrasted with the severity of those waves in a relatively deep pool that got deeper towards the machine end, meant that patrons would often get sucked much deeper into the pool than they intended, only realizing their mistake when they were in over their depth with nowhere to stand up. Because of the unrestricted entry, the water would often be covered in a dense packed layer of floating rings, which would keep people trapped underwater if they got swept down. The dangerous conditions would often cause people to crowd at the relatively few ladders to escape. 12 lifeguards were on duty permanently, and on high traffic weekends, as many as 30 people would need to be rescued from drowning.
Yo, they were trying to make it as safe as possible.
Comparison, a regular pool lifeguard will usually make 0 or a single rescue per year. In fact, when a consultant lifeguard arrived to make recommendations to improve safety, he was so overwhelmed by the severity of the conditions, he simply disappeared and never returned. And out of the hundreds of near drownings, on 3 separate occasions, the wave pool would prove to be fatal. In July of 1982, a 15-year-old boy named George Lopez would drown. 2 years later, 20-year-old Donald DePass, and finally in July 1987, 18-year-old Gregory.
Thank you, Dark Phoenix, for the 20. Yo, Dark Phoenix, what's your bag looking like? Darn it, Dark Phoenix, 20 gifted knitters. What's your bag looking like? 20. Goodness gracious, I don't for what? 20. Dark Phoenix just coming in with a bag out of nowhere. Okay, Dark Phoenix. Or am I playing Date Everything? I'm not playing Date Everything today. Today's just a react day. I'm not playing any games today.
20-year-old Donald DePass, and finally in July 1987, 18-year-old Gregory Grandchamps. These were not the only deaths at Action Park. The first reported death was in 1980 when 19-year-old George Larson Jr. was riding the Alpine slide after hours. His cart jumped the tracks and when ejected, George's head struck a rock. He died from his injuries 8 days later in hospital. Then on the 1st of August 1982, only 2 days after the drowning of George Lopez, 27-year-old Jeffrey Nathan was riding in an attraction we actually haven't covered yet called the Kayak Experience, which despite sounding and being relatively tame compared to some of the other attractions, featured a hidden deadly secret lurking under the water. The Kayak Experience was an artificial whitewater kayak run powered by underwater fans that agitated the water to provide the current. Frequently, kayaks would tip over or get lodged among the concrete rocks, meaning patrons would have to step out of the kayak in order to right it again. When Jeffrey stepped out, his foot touched a grill covering one of those electrified fans. A 19-ampere current passed into his body and caused him to go into cardiac arrest. He later died in a nearby hospital.
How did this pass any safety inspection? Why is their big toe so round? Oh my goodness. Look at that big toe. No, but seriously, how did they pass any? I don't get it.
And finally, sometime during 1984, a man died after suffering cardiac arrest, allegedly caused by the shock of cold water in the pool beneath the Tarzan swing. The water that
So
day...
only men died? Like, I swear they have 6 deaths and they're all men. There has to be some correlation. I don't know what.
Was believed
but
to be...
what they say, correlation is not causation, or something like that.
Around 50 degrees. So at this point, let's go a little deeper into how and why Action Park...
The women knew better. The women tried to stay as safe as possible. Once they found out that they had a shack where they would try to see their breasts, they were like, okay, this park isn't for us. But then again, men are just daredevils to begin with. By men, I mean y'all, not me. I don't get adrenaline rushes. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I like to live my life.
Was so dangerous and how it managed to continue running for so long. Firstly, many of the staff attendants were teenagers and poorly, if at all, trained. Many were under the influence of alcohol while working, and training was never taken particularly seriously. The former security director, Jim Desai, got the job at age 21. They cared little for enforcing the rules, and considering the attitude of at least quite a few of the patrons, that's not entirely surprising. Sometimes physical altercations occurred between visitors or each other and staff. There was often physical disparity in favor of the patrons, and the teenage attendants didn't feel they had the power to discipline adult guests and would struggle to enforce the rules. This was definitely exacerbated by the availability and prevalence of alcohol on site. Beer was sold pretty much everywhere, and the drinking age rules were enforced in a particularly lax manner. The generally short distance between...
How did they get this to keep running though? Like that's not being explained.
Many of these kiosks and the rides involving operating motor vehicles with no safety equipment in a bathing suit really set people up for a rough time. It's fair to say that because Action Park was closer and slightly cheaper than the neighboring Six Flags Great Adventure Park, many of the patrons were from lower income communities who had less opportunity to learn how to swim, and the fact that the park was advertised heavily to the Spanish and Polish communities nearby, even though that there were no translated instructions, did set the...
Oh yes, all my native Spanish speakers, y'all can come here to a theme park that does not have Spanish. Everyone, around, all the Polish, you know what I'm saying? We have no representation here. But y'all can come along.
Park up for some trouble. There was a fundamental clash between how people viewed Action Park and what it intended itself to be. See, Gene's philosophy was that Action Park existed in a similar way a beach does. If someone swims out at a beach and drowns, it's a tragic accident, but there is more of a perceived onus on the swimmer for going out and making bad decisions.
He said, if you die at my park, that is your fault. You made the bad choice of coming here. That's a crazy hill to die on. That is an insane hill to die on.
Dark Phoenix OG donated $5. Should I gift 20 more?
No, you should save your money and get a Papa John's pizza because Domino's suck. Domino's sucks, bro. I'd rather you even get Pizza Hut. Not no dang Domino's, bro. Domino's sucks, bro.
And getting beyond their depth. Dying on a roller coaster, however, does feel somewhat different. You're kind of strapped and there's no skill involved in staying alive on a roller coaster. But it's been suggested that many of the patrons took that roller coaster attitude to Action Park and held not enough regard for their safety in the face of prevalent dangers because they never expected to need a level of control over the danger to stay safe. People just didn't realize that the wave pool was a genuine threat to life if used incorrectly, and the lifeguards regularly had to rescue people who jumped into the deep end without actually being able to swim. And again, turning to how the theme park ran for so many years with such a poor safety record, there are actually multiple interesting...
Dark Phoenix OG donated $5. Chat's saying yes, so I'ma do it.
Okay, so just F what I gotta say, right? Like, the money isn't going to chat, it's going to me, right? So like literally F what chat gotta say, man. I'm telling you to save your money and get a Papa John's pizza. And you're gonna listen to the chat that wants to see you suffer. They want to see you broke. Okay, man? I want to see you happy with a smile on your face. They want to see you broke. Gotcha, man. You got what I'm saying? Goodness. And he did it anyways. He did it. Just F what I gotta say. You asked for my opinion, and then it doesn't even matter. Don't ask me next time. Okay? Don't ask me next time. Just keep it to yourself. Just do what you want. Piece of shit.
Contributing factors. Because many of the rides were pioneering at the time, often built out of wild imagination as opposed to stringent engineering and testing, it was difficult for the regulatory authorities to control action parks rides,
that doesn't make
especially
sense.
in the early days.
No, that doesn't make sense. They basically said, hey, because they used their imagination for this park, we can't regulate it, guys. I mean, how dare we regulate somewhere where they use their imagination? Come on, dogs.
Mom, am I famous?
No, you're not famous. You're just silly. Are you reading YouTube or Twitch chat? I'll be honest.
If a person survived a test run and nothing visually was falling apart, that was considered adequately safe. It's probably not a huge leap to also say that a special relationship existed between Action Park and the state, as the park was only ever fined once in its operating history. In fact, there's a humorous anecdote that when the local government complained about the high demand for ambulances generated by Action Park, Gene simply bought the local hospital a new fleet of vehicles. Accident and injury reporting was often not done correctly or at all. And in cases where a claimant sought liability for injury, the park's legal attack dog attorney would viciously fight tooth and nail. In fact, it became difficult for victims to hire legal representation from the local lawyers purely because they all knew just how hard Action Park would fight every single claim through to trial. This was quite unusual for a business, but this is where we get to the downfall of Action Park.
Oh, I thought we saw the downfall.
Action Park wasn't forced closed, it actually went bankrupt. GAR simply couldn't contend with paying for everyone who got injured there. As one litigant alleged in the early 1990s, there were over 2,400 active or past litigants who were seeking compensation against GAR.
2,400? That gotta be some type of record. I'm gonna keep it a busy. I'm gonna keep it a busy, bro. That gotta be some type of record. There's no way. There's no way. Rose goes, sees on up. Get helicopter double C's on Chanel. Cause she bad. What song is that, chat? Rose goes, sees on up. Get helicopter double C's no Chanel. Cause she bad. Who sings that, chat? Who sings that, chat? Oh. You. Oh, this is disgusting. Thank you, Sir Toast. Thank you, Sir Toast and Ape Pious. Thank y'all. Y'all had me worried. Is that Spanish? Or are you serious? I said rose gold seats on a helicopter, and you ask if that's Spanish. I said double C's no Chanel. Because she's bad. And you ask if that was Spanish. What is going on up here? Are you thinking correctly? Do you process words correctly? Are you okay? Because I don't think you are. Is that Spanish? No. That's hola, ¿cómo está? That's Spanish! Golly, man!
It turned out that the reason Action Park fought so hard to avoid paying was simply because they had no insurance. It's surprisingly expensive to insure for rides that have a tendency to maim and kill. So Gene came up with a pretty ingenious solution. He just set up his own fake insurance company called London and World and insured Action Park for nominal cost. He then did something really crafty and underwrote his fake insurance company with an actual real firm called Dover Insurance, saying to anyone who asked that they would cover any gaps in his own coverage.
He just has
Dover and nobody else realized that this meant they'd be covering literally any payouts. It was a clever workaround that avoided Gene needing to pay any premiums while still technically operating with some coverage. Not surprisingly, the government were not happy to find this out, but Gene did make the argument. He paid out of his own pocket whenever someone got injured. And by February 1996, the constant legal attacks culminated with the creditors who had taken on their $14 million debt, petitioning the company to force it into bankruptcy.
Hey, Dark Phoenix, so you've gifted what, it was 20, so you've gifted like 60 members. Have you thought about gifting yourself a Papa John's pizza? Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Krusty Krab pizza, pizza, Krusty Krab pizza, pizza, Krusty Krab pizza is the Krusty. My fault.
And a year later, in 1997, they announced the cessation of all operations. What followed was, in short, a changing of hands between multiple owners, modifications, closures, to produce...
Phoenix OG donated $20. I got enough for a pizza tomorrow.
Okay, but what about Friday? Sometimes it's not just about tomorrow. What about the day after tomorrow, bro? You know what I mean? Like, you're not thinking as far ahead as you need to, bro. Like, thank you, bro, but like you still need to think further ahead, bro. Think about that pizza, dog.
A changing of hands between multiple owners, modifications, closures, to produce a much tamer version of the original Action Park. Many of the ride's most dangerous attractions were either removed completely, buried, or made significantly tamer. The Action Park that ran for 2 decades was no more.
I like the other slide more, even though it looks extremely stupid.
A huge reason why Action Park continued for so long was simply because it was loved by a great many people. In fact, the park often made the argument that although a lot of people were injured and, well, killed sometimes, they did serve millions and millions of customers every year who had a great experience. Gene's fundamental ethos was to put people in control of the action, and this unique experiment created great memories for a lot of people. The bumps and injuries were often considered a source of pride and proof that you had survived Action Park.
The bumps and injuries were pride that you survived the park. That is insane. That's a horrific way to think, bro.
But thanks to woke, children these days pretty much will never get the chance to experience the sheer joy of entering cardiac arrest halfway down an artificial water chute composed entirely of rebar concrete and exposed wiring. And I think that's a great shame. Action Park is a unique relic of a long gone pre-health and safety era of history that could never realistically be replicated today. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive in any further, I'd highly recommend...
It was a great video. And Action Park seems like it had a whole bunch of unnecessary action, like lawsuits, actions. Amazing video. CX Productions. Goodness gracious, though. That's an insane video. I'm not gonna lie. That's an insane park. Horrific park. Okay. Now let's talk about the next up plan, right? The next thing we're about to do is go to sleep because I have somewhere to be in the morning. You know, normally we would watch Total Drama, but I just realized that I have somewhere to be in the morning. So I must be saying bye to both of y'all. So without further ado, I just want to tell y'all that I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all day. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Sleep tight, and please do not let the bed bugs bite. But they might!
That's all, folks.
Wait, look at the way that my booty is bouncing. Oh, look at the way that my booty is bouncing. at the way that it's pouncing, huh? Look at the way that it stinks, huh? I walk around in all black, right? Hey, wait, whoa. I like the way that you touch your toes, wait, oh, yeah. Hold up, blow your nose.